PCN is brought to your community thanks to the support of Zito Media. PCN, Pennsylvania's neighborhood. It's interactive ice cream fun at the Turkey Hill Experience, located in Columbia, PA, just south of Hershey. Create your own virtual ice cream flavor and packaging, milk our mechanical cows, and star in your own Turkey Hill commercial. Visit turkeyhillexperience.com for more information.
Tonight from Hershey Park Stadium, PCN presents the PIAA Quad A Championship. Our matchup, the defending state champions St. Joe's Prep at 10-3 on the season, taking on the District 7 champion, unbeaten Richland Rams. Good evening, everyone. We have had a tremendous weekend of high school championship football here on PCN, and we're looking forward to another concluding game to our weekend of great football. Alongside NFL veteran and the founder of GoBigRecruiting.com, Ross Tucker. My name is Bob McCool, and partner, we've had a tough act to follow for this championship game. We've had three really good ones, and we expect nothing better than that for Game 4.
I think you're right, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of last night where you have the powerhouse out of Philadelphia in St. Joe's Prep, much like Archbishop Wood, going against a relative newbie out of District 7, the Whippeal. It's Pine Richland this time. They were here back in 2003, but this is the first time at the Quad A level. Pretty impressive that a team that was 5-5 a year ago is now 15-0 and in the state championship.
And St. Joe's Prep is, a lot of people assume that they would be the team that gets back here after what they had a year ago. But you look at the record over the course of the season and you start to wonder. But Gabe Infante tests his team early on with really a national schedule. Now in his 5th season as a head coach, he's 43-18, but he's taking on the likes of Don Bosco Prep out of New Jersey, St. Ignatius out of Ohio, to get his team ready to get through the Philadelphia Catholic League and get to the state championship team. He's got a lot of talent around him. He's got a couple of different options at the running back spot. Alamade Zacchaeus, will be the guy who gets the start, and he will head to the University of Virginia to continue his football career.
Well, they're loaded pretty much everywhere, but especially at running back. I mean, you see Zacchaeus, here's a guy that only has 700 yards rushing. He's their leading rusher, which tells you a little bit about James Bell, DeAndre Swift, the quarterback Clements, all the other weapons they have. He's that good of a player that he's going to the University of Virginia, but they spread the ball around so much they haven't really had to rely on Zacchaeus this year.
Speaking of spreading the ball around, well, that's what Pine Ridge is going to do, but they're going to do it through the air. Eric Kasparovich is a former quarterback, led his team as a player to a state championship at North Hills High School. Now as a second-year head coach here at Pine Richland. As Ross said, 5-5 a year ago, 15-0. He was the offensive coordinator for 2 years prior to that, so he knew what he had coming along, but Ben DiNucci has just taken it to a whole nother level.
This kid is incredible. He's the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Pennsylvania, and he earned it. He had double-digit full scholarship offers. He's going to Penn to play for the Quakers in the Ivy League. Has a little bit of a unique throwing motion, but he has been crazy accurate this year. He can run as well. They have a host of weapons. They had 45 points on Pittsburgh Central Catholic midway through the third quarter during the regular season, if that tells you anything.
They put up 48 against the defending runner-up who lost to St. Joe's Prep a year ago. Where are they from? Philadelphia Catholic League is the home of St. Joe's Prep. Pine Richland from Gibsonia, Northern Allegheny, and of course they are part of a very good conference, including teams like North Hills, North Allegheny, who's been here and won a state championship, and Pittsburgh Central Catholic, who has won one as well. How did they get here? Different story to some degree. For St. Joe's Prep coming out of the Philadelphia Catholic League, they took on District 11 champion St. Joe's Prep, and had to come from behind to win that one, then relatively easily over the District 1 champion Pennsbury. Pine Richland, harder than they thought it was going to be against State College, and they too had to come from behind in one of their games, as they had to come from behind to beat defending district, or to beat the district champion from District 3, the Wilson Bulldogs, to get to the state championship. There's a lot of elements involved in all of this, but the biggest element might be the weather condition. It is a windy, blustery night. It's going to affect people's ability to throw the football and their ability to kick it as well.
Well, and they both like to throw it, but especially Pine Richland. I mean, Ben DiNucci is having a record-setting year. On the field before the game, watching him throw, it looked like he was able to cut through the wind. It will be a factor, but he's got a big enough arm, and I think he'll still be able to put up some numbers tonight.
Well, we've had some issues in terms of special teams, so if you can stop your opponent depending upon where it is and make him kicking it into the wind, it can change field position in a hurry. Captains are making their way to midfield. We're going to have the coin toss and the kickoff of the Quad A State Championship. St. Joe's Prep takes on Pine Richland.
We have a foul, we ask you to step up. You don't understand, no big deal, we ask the coach. We really need your help, keeping the peace. Okay, you guys play for a long time. You know when the play's over, sometimes we're out a whistle. All right, watch that, especially the stuff up top. Any questions on that? Can you help us out? All right, beautiful thing. All right, Green has won the toss, elected to receive, and St. Joe Prep is going to defend this goal. Okay, you guys turn it back down. Has won the toss and is elected to receive. St. Joe Prep will defend the north goal. Okay, guys, have a good game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask you please rise. Our colors have been posted by the Pottstown Senior High School Air Force Junior ROTC. And now we honor America. Salute its leaders and members of the armed forces with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner, be sung tonight by Miss Sarah Dinner of Mechanicsburg Area High School. Ladies and gentlemen, we present with pride and much gratitude our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
10-3 St. Joe's Prep, 15-0 Pine Richland. About to tee it up, we head down to the sidelines and join Mike Zambelli.
All right, thanks, Bob. One of the big questions being asked all week long is, will we see the returning All-Stater John Reed at safety or at defensive back tonight for St. Joe's Prep? He was injured a couple of games ago in their city win in the Philadelphia championship game against Benjamin Franklin. Did not suit or play against Parkland Pennsbury. Now, when we got here today, as you can see, he is in uniform. He part-time took part in pregame warm-ups, never putting on his helmet. He's one of the captains. He did not come out with him for the coin toss. Gabe Infante, as you very well know, is an attorney. He said, I don't know if he'll play here tonight or not. We're just going to have to wait and see. But guys, he is in uniform, and you get the sense if it gets desperate, we might see number 25.
I think, Mike Zambelli, that's a pretty accurate assessment as to what the status of John Reed is. You saw on the graphic he has made the decision that he was going to go to Penn State, and he could have chosen wherever he wanted to go. That's how good John Reed has impressed the college-level coaches. Certainly his head coach, Gabe Infante, knows how valuable he's been, not only as a defensive player, which is where he's going to play at the collegiate level, but he's also a very good player on the offensive side for the Hawks as well.
Well, and he was really one of the first players in his class, the class of 2015, in the state of Pennsylvania to be a national recruit, getting scholarship from the likes of Alabama and Ohio State as a sophomore. Coach Infante is funny, though. Talking to him before the game, he still wouldn't tell us if he was going to play or not.
He said,
Felt like I was talking to Bill Belichick, and then this was the Super Bowl.
He said, I know the law pretty well, and there's a lot of lawyers involved in our school district, and I'm just not going there. He said, look, he's in uniform. Whether he's going to play or not, I don't know, but it was an injury that he just wants to play a little bit passive of it. We'll respect his wishes. It's that way, but chances are,
I think there's a fumble.
We're probably not going to see John Reed, but right now, St. Joe's Prep might have a turnover right out of the gate on the opening kickoff return. The Hawks are saying they have the football. The officials have not yet signaled that's the case. And they're going to say it stays Pine Richland football. So the Rams dodge an early bullet, and they'll start at the 21-yard line.
You see Ernest Williams, and the ball was definitely out. He ran into a pile there. The ball was out. The Prep defenders trying to find it, but Pine Richland able to come up with it.
Ben DiNucci on the season, 65 yards away from setting the all-time record for passing yards in a season, 3,886 coming into the game. And again, it's a spread offense. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and it's going to be Connor Slomka. Instead, Slomka on the carry, and he will get a few across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. As we look at the Rams offensively. Up front, Jake Good is the center. Matt Pickles and Jake Cooley are the guards. Matt Hampson and James Willard are the tackles. Luke Everett is the H-back, and right back comes Pine Richland for more. DeAndre Gastian, Mike Marhart, Anthony Battaglia are the wide receivers. Slomka, who carried it the first time, and the second for a first down, is the running back for Pine Richland, who have already moved the chains. It's 1st and 10. DiNucci throws the football and throws it into a crowd and throws that one incomplete. We look at the defense for St. Joe's Prep. It's Jake Strain, Joe Dumond at the ends. Armin Ware and Alec Dirks are the tackles. Outside backers are Thomas Johnson and Dylan DeUlius. Nick Vanderveer and Sean Harris are the inside backers. Justin Montague, Zach Goss are the corners, with Benny Walls as the free safety on 2nd down and 10. Again, St. Joe's Prep swarming defensively, and a big play as they'll wrap up Merhot on his first touch at the 32-yard line.
Jake Strain, the defensive end there, able to get Merhut on the little wide receiver slip screen. Pine Richland looks like a college team the way they run this up-tempo spread offense. They've got a lot of weapons. Merhut is going to West Virginia as a preferred walk-on. Gastian's going to Duquesne on a full scholarship. And they've got Slomka going to Army. He's going to be a West Point cadet, and he looks like a West Point cadet fullback.
DiNucci looking to throw. He's under a heavy rush, drops deep, and throws that one up in the air and nearly intercepted. He was looking again for Marhut, but a couple of defenders, including Benny Walls, right there for St. Joe's Prep to break it up, and it brings up 4th down.
DiNucci was under pressure right away. And he just flicked it, really just getting the ball away from him. Good thing it wasn't intercepted for him. You got to pay attention.
It's 4th and 10. They have their offense out there unless DiNucci's going to go for a quick kick here. They have their offense out on the field on 4th and 10 from their own 32-yard line. Now DiNucci will drop back and he'll punt the football. Just a line drive kick going into that strong wind. And DiNucci's punt will actually keep on rolling inside the 35. Not a bad result for Pine Richland as they'll back up St. Joe's Prep 36 yards basically on the ground on the roll. And so St. Joe's Prep will go to work on offense with Jack Clemens, as their quarterback. 59% completion percentage, threw for over 1,900 yards and 24 touchdowns in his senior season. 6'4", 210-pound senior. Chris Martin was their quarterback last year. Real vocal player, real strong leader type of quarterback, and Jack Clemens has had big shoes to fill taking over that responsibility. 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line is where the Hawks go to work. Play action fake, and Clemens wants to go, and he's looking to go deep. He's got a receiver, but he overthrows. Streaking downfield was the Davian Kid Jackson, and he had a step on the defense. As we look at the Hawks up front, Ed Mooney is the center. Shane Davis and Mark Ehrlich are the guards. John Daniel Runyon and Charlie Holsopple are the tackles. Jake Strain is the tight end. We're going to see a variety of wide receivers and a lot of different running backs as well, as they'll keep it on the ground here. And not getting much against the Pine Richland defense is James Bell. As we look at those defensive starters now for Pine Richland, Austin Gantz and Matt Hampson are your ends. Jay Good, Ben Zoller are the tackles. Joey Lieberman, Zach Lemeron, and Luke Everett are your linebackers. DeAndre Gaston, Anthony Battaglia, Brendan Burnham, and Mike Murhott are your defensive backfield. It's 3rd down and 10 now coming up for St. Joe's Prep, as Bell got nothing on his first touch, and Clemens is looking for more across the middle. He too throws it into a crowd, and this one's incomplete. He was looking for DeAndre Swift.
He had all kinds of time, but really good coverage there by Pine Richland. On the first play of the game, they were in straight man-to-man, and that could have been dangerous. They stuffed the run on 2nd down, and on 3rd down, they went back to more of a 2-deep zone, and Clemens couldn't find anybody.
So Murhott will drop back to punt. Mike Murhott, a very interesting story. Undersized by college scouting. Eric Kasparovich, his head coach, 5'9", 170-pounder. He's going to be a preferred walk-on at West Virginia. He can do a lot of things on the field. Great at the free safety spot and an outstanding receiver in this spread offense. And punting with the wind behind him, Murhott will call for a fair catch at his own 35-yard line. So both teams unable to pick up a 1st down on their first possession. 9:28 to go, 2nd possession for Pine Richland in the Quad A State Championship here at Hershey Park Stadium. The Rams start 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
The early success that Pine Richland had was on the ground with Connor Slomka, so you have to wonder if they're going to come right back to that, because that's how they got their yardage on the first drive.
Well, they're not going to do it here because Slomka's not in the backfield. DiNucci's in there by him in a naked backfield. They've got a 5-receiver spread set. Here comes Murhott with his receivers needing to throw a block, and he gets the block he needs and forces it across the 45 and will pick up a 1st down to the 47-yard line.
Terrific blocking by the receivers. Watch the receivers in front of them, including Gaston. They get the blocks, and Murhott does the rest.
That's what you need to do to make those flanker screens work. And Pine Richland uses it very successfully for 11 yards here. And here comes Murhott on the opposite side, but he dropped the football.
This is what Pine Richland likes to do. They want to spread you out as much as possible. They want to put this game in the hands of Ben DiNucci, their quarterback. He's got plenty of arm talent to be able to get the ball to the outside and really spread you horizontally.
Mike Murhott with 98 receptions now with his 2 so far tonight. Here comes Slomka on the handoff. He'll take it into St. Joe's Prep territory. As Slomka gets it across the midfield stripe to about the 49, a pickup of 4, and it'll be 3rd down and 6.
This is what makes them so dangerous, is they're spreading you horizontally, they spread you thin, and then they have the anvil, the hammer, Slomka coming right up the middle.
Danucci fakes it to Slomka, rolls out, has all kinds of time this time. Decides what he wants to do, waiting for somebody to break free, finds a receiver, it's Gaston, and they're going to say there's a flag on the play. Gaston made the catch, I thought, for a first down, but a flag on the play.
Yeah, this is probably going to be an eligible man downfield when the quarterback takes that much time.
Danucci might have went across the line of scrimmage. I think that's the call. I think it might be an illegal forward pass. We'll find out from our referee, Daniel White, right now.
Ineligible lineman downfield. Pine Richland, 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Third down.
So to remain third down, our officials, Daniel White, as we said, is the referee, umpire Stephen Yakin. Linesman is Robert Wolf. The line judge is Lyle Cunningham. Field judge is Thomas Koa. Side judge is Alfred Pruitt. And the back judges are Thomas Drakeford out of District 1. So it's now third down and 11 for Pine Richland back on their side of the 50-yard line. Danucci all kinds of time to throw the football, and now he's going to take off and run with it. Breaks a tackle and gets tripped up at the 45-yard line. And it will bring up fourth down and about 2.
That's something he does really well. They try not to do it a lot, but he does it well. They're going to get right back on the football, and he's got plenty of time to throw these last couple plays, which is a great sign for Pine Richland.
4th and 2 from the 45. They lined up like this before and then punted the football, going into a very strong wind. They had Danucci quick kick it. He's going to throw it here. Has a receiver. Murhat slips out of a tackle. He's at the 30. Mike Murhat going to get wrestled out of bounds and around the 25-yard line. A pickup of 20 and a first down.
Gutsy call by Eric Kasparovich, the second-year head coach for Pine Richland, but it just shows you the confidence that they have in Danucci.
Murhat out of bounds at the 25, 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Back to Slomka on the handoff. After the 20-yard pass play, Slomka on his 4th carry of this Quad A championship picks up 2 more.
Slomka just looks like an Army fullback, doesn't he?
Of course, today being Army-Navy football game being played down in Baltimore. Danucci looks left, nothing there. Now he'll roll out and buy himself some time. Has to get rid of the football. And a diving attempt made by DeAndre Gaston. But that was really just Danucci getting rid of that football. Incomplete, and it's 3rd and 8.
Yeah, I think they actually missed something down the field. You'll see the pressure, but I think they missed a hold because as Gaston tried to come back to the ball, he got yanked a little bit by the St. Joe's Prep defender. But like I always say, if they don't throw it, it's not a foul.
Joe Dumont applying the pressure on Danucci. It's 3rd and 8. Looking for Murhat across the middle. Nothing there. Nick Vanderveer in on the coverage. And this will bring up another 4th down play coming up for Pine Richland. Rams, a AAA school up until 2008 where they made the jump to the Quad A level. Play in the Northern 8 Conference of the WPIAA. Playing with some heavyweights there, as we said, with Pittsburgh Central Catholic, North Allegheny, North Hills, the alma mater of their head coach, Eric Kasparovich. 4th down and 8 at the St. Joe Prep 23-yard line. Danucci all kinds of time here, and he threw this one right. He threw it away. Threw it right in the hands of Nick Vanderveer, and on the return, he's out across the 30, 35-yard line. St. Joe's Prep will take over after the interception and a 23-yard return.
Well, you obviously don't want an interception, but on 4th down, you got to throw it to somebody. Take a look at number 4. He's really just in the middle of the field dropping. And Danucci, I don't think he saw him because he's trying to throw it to Gaston. He might have had Slomka open to the right. If you look, Slomka trailed out right there. I don't think Danucci saw Vanderveer drop into coverage.
Just the 8th interception thrown by Ben Danucci on the season. As Ross said, they would have taken over on downs anyhow had the Hawks just stopped them there. But they'll stop it. They'll start now, 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. With 6 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the 1st quarter. Looking to go deep, and Zacchaeus makes the catch, slides away from a tackler, will head in the end zone. 65 yards on the hookup. Jack Clements to Olamide Zacchaeus for the touchdown.
There is a penalty, and it's going to be a block by Justin Montague, I believe, number 17. It'll be interesting to see how they rule this, if it was during the play or after the touchdown.
Illegal block in the back. Up 10 yards from the spot. First down.
So it is an illegal block in the back, wipe out the 6 points, but it is a big first down pickup for St. Joe's Prep. 1st and 10 now for the Hawks at the 27-yard line.
I thought they almost might have gotten Montague for unnecessary roughness because it was about 20 yards behind the play at that point.
Here comes Clements, the quarterback, on the keeper. He'll take it to the 25. 2nd down and 8 coming up.
And another late penalty here. This is the touchdown. Watch right here. Zacchaeus is going to walk in. And out of nowhere, I think it was Montague 17 that comes over for a block. Just unnecessary. It was either Montague or maybe 87, Darrell Simmons. It was either 17 or 87 came over. Looks like it was 87 Simmons.
Personal foul. 15-yard penalty.
15 yards on the personal foul penalty, and so after having the ball in the end zone, St. Joe's Prep is going in the wrong direction. They're now back at the Pine Richland 40-yard line.
Couple of costly penalties. They had a touchdown.
2nd down and 23. Clements flushed out of the pocket. He finds Simmons. Simmons gets dumped at the 30-yard line. The ball came loose, but he'll be down by contact. Pickup of 10, but 3rd down coming up for the Hawks.
Clements looked like he was going to go swift, and he comes back to the freshman Simmons, who's got some speed as well, and Murhut just upends him. 3rd down here, but likely 4-down territory. They don't need to get all 13 yards here.
Swift is in the backfield with the quarterback Clements. Zacchaeus lined up slot left. He's looking in his direction. Clements, however, is not going to be able to pull the trigger as he's brought down from behind.
Terrific job by Austin Gantz, the senior fullback defensive end. Right when Pine Richland needed a big play, you'll see him comes around on the stunt. It was a stunt up front. Clements couldn't find anybody. Almost a coverage sack there, and a coverage sack and a hustle sack.
And a punt now coming up for St. Joe's Prep. That close to putting the first points on the board, but a couple of penalties take them right out of position, and now they'll punt the football. Robert Caprice kicks, and with the wind at his back, he lands this one inside the 5. Well done by the kicker, Caprice. And Pine Richland will be backed up when we come back to Hershey Park Stadium. 4:50 to go, first quarter, Quad A final. We're scoreless, Pine Richland and St. Joe's Prep.
Today, a fever will be treated with warmth. A cut with more than a bandage. Today, a twisted ankle will come with a nice shoulder to lean on. Because today, the most considerate and professional urgent care will be found right around the corner at MedExpress. Just like it is every day. MedExpress is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week. Visit medexpress.com to find a location near you.
PCN Sports has always been your ticket for exclusive access to high school and collegiate games across the state. That ticket just got better. Watch whenever and wherever you go. You never have to miss the big game with the PCN Select app. PCN Sports and the PCN Select app. For on-the-go sports fans, it is the best seat you can get.
We are scoreless with Pine Richland starting deep in its own territory for their 3rd possession, starting at their own 5-yard line. PCN is your headquarters for the 2015 Pennsylvania Farm Show. Watch events like Sheep the Shawl, the Horse Pull, the Rodeo, or the Tractor Square Dance on the network all week long, starting Saturday, January the 10th, 2015. Visit PCNTV.com for a full schedule of events. Pine Richland, 1st and 10 from their own 5-yard line. Ben DiNucci will take the snap from the goal line, and they'll give it to Connor Slomka. And the tailback will give them a little bit of real estate out to about the 9.
Pine Richland needs to be careful here, backed up like they are. That's not really their nature. They are extremely aggressive. They show tremendous faith in their quarterback and receivers.
Right back to Slomka after picking up 4. And Slomka will fight his way for a couple more to about the 12 or 13-yard line. And quickly playing that no-huddle offense. Pine Richland in a 3rd down and about 3 to pick up the 1st. Luke Everett, Mike Murhut, Murhut split out to the left side with Gaston split out to the right. And DiNucci finds Murhut, gets a block from Everett. It'll get him the 1st down across the 20 to the 23-yard line, a pickup of 11.
I am really, really impressed with the perimeter blocking so far by Pine Richland's receivers. That's the only way these plays happen. You see both receivers downfield, including Anthony Battaglia, getting good blocks.
DiNucci looking right. Now he's going to look back across the middle of the field, throwing into the direction, and ultimately incomplete. Battaglia was his intended target. Good coverage downfield. It's 2nd and 10.
Battaglia ran a deep post, and Justin Montague, number 17, was all over. That is really good coverage there. The Pine Richland folks wanted interference. I think that's just great coverage. I'm of the mindset, if it's close, let them play. That's a let them play play.
Here comes a reverse to Murhut. He needs a block to get out of his own backfield, and he's trying to get away from his quarterback DiNucci at the same time. And just too many St. Joe's Prep Hawks players there, led by Alec Dirks, defensive tackle, to help break that up.
And it was the defensive end junior, Joe Dumont, number 45, that stayed home. Watch. Murhut comes around, 45 is going to force it back inside. Joe Dumont right there. It's always the key on reverses like that.
3rd down and 11. DiNucci with a slip screen to Battaglia. He needs to slip a tackle, gets 1, but won't get by the 2nd. As he's wrapped up at the 26. Here comes another 4th down coming up for Pine Richland.
Pretty nice job so far by St. Joe's Prep defensively on these wide receiver screen plays. It's not easy, but they've done a good job for the most part, keeping them under containment.
DeAndre Swift, very dangerous return potential. Goes back and waits for the punt, but he put it on the ground, picked it back up, and the Pine Richland Rams are there to wrap him up quickly. So DeAndre Swift with a little bit of trouble on the return. And with 2:37 left to go, we remain scoreless. And St. Joe's Prep will go back on offense for the 3rd time.
Swift loses the ball, does a nice job though picking it up before the rest of the Pine Richland Rams can get there. I had a chance to meet DeAndre and his father last year, actually at the U.S. Army All-American game. They were there as part of the combine that takes place down there in San Antonio in early January every year. Only a sophomore, he already has a bunch of Division I scholarship offers. When you're that talented, that's how early it happens. And we might get a chance to see some of that talent here on this drive, as he is the lone setback.
Behind Clements from the shotgun. Zacchaeus slot left, and here comes DeAndre Swift. Saw some time last year as a freshman. Along with Zacchaeus in the backfield, James Bell now rotates in there as well. Bell is senior. As Swift's forward progress gets him out close to the 43. Give him 4, it's 2nd and 6. Right back to DeAndre Swift, trying to kick it outside, and the pursuit gets to him and wraps him up after a yard.
Brings up 3rd and 5, which is probably an obvious passing down for St. Joe's Prep. Looks to me like Pine Richland going to be in a 2-deep zone, and we'll see if Clements can convert.
Darrell Simmons, Justin Montague split out to the right, and now Zacchaeus joins them in the slot. Actually, he'll go to the left side, and Swift is in the slot to the right side. Naked backfield for Clements. Here comes a slip screen beyond to Zacchaeus, and he is gone. 25, 15, 10, no one will touch him. 56 yards on the hookup. This time there is no flag.
Very, very well blocked, and then Zacchaeus just has some speed to burn. You'll see John Daniel Runyon gets out there, gets the key block. They get a seal block as well from number 64, Edward Mooney. And then Zacchaeus just turned on the Jets. Wow.
And in case you're wondering, yes, that is the son of the former Philadelphia Eagle, John Daniel Runyon. He'll head to his father's alma mater, the University of Michigan, next year to continue his football playing days, as the extra point is good with 1 minute and 32 seconds remaining in the first quarter. St. Joe's Prep on the scoreboard first. It's 7-0 Hawks.
I tell people all the time, Bob, and we say this, you know, pretty much every game, but people ask us all the time over at Go Big Recruiting about Division I players, and what I usually say is that they stick out like a sore thumb, I should say. You could tell with Zacchaeus' speed right there. He has speed to burn.
Last year, Gabe Infante and the St. Joe's Prep Hawks won the state championship. They started out struggling this season because of their big-time schedule. Gabe Infante talked to us a little bit more about that before this game.
No, we don't talk about that. I mean, we want to try and treat success and failure as the same thing, right? So when we come to practice on Monday, we talk about, you know, being in a place of consolation or desolation, right? Being in a place of either being complacent or being discouraged. We want to approach every game we play the same way. And I think it's that level of consistency that's factored into the way we play. We want to be as consistent as possible. And to do that, you're going to have to play great teams, and you're going to have to learn how to make a consistent message out of how you deal with those teams. And I think our kids have bought into that process. They've done a great job of taking a one game at a time approach, and it's, I think, that focus and discipline week in and week out that's allowed us to get here.
Again, it is a national schedule. They lost to Don Bosco Prep out of New Jersey. They lost to St. Ignatius from Ohio, and their other loss to St. Joseph's, also out of New Jersey. But when it comes to the games against the teams in Pennsylvania, they are 10-0, and again, defending state champions. DeAndre Gastian on the kickoff return for Pine Richland to the 33-yard line, now down 7-0. Ben DiNucci and company go to work, starting from their own 33-yard line. This one to Battaglia. Battaglia can't get the block he needs. Great pursuit to the football by the Hawk defense.
That's one right there where I think they would have been better served by handing it to Slumka. I mean, a lot of what they're doing here, it's a number count advantage. And when they are split wide like that, on the last play, Prep only had 5 defenders in the box. You got to go to Slumka when that's the case.
They stacked its receivers in both cases here, but they go to Slomka, and St. Joe's Prep says no dice. As the Hawks get penetration from Alec Dirks, and as a result of that, they get a yard, and that's it. It's 3rd and 9.
They're doing a nice job pinching up front. Jake Strain as well, a promising Ivy League recruit, getting on the play.
DiNucci, here comes the slip screen to Battaglia. Again, gets bumped off his stride and will get wrapped up at the 40-yard line. On 3rd and 9, they got just 6.
They just haven't had as much success popping those wide receiver screens as they're used to, and as St. Joe's Prep was able to on their last drive.
So backed up in a 4th down situation. Again, DiNucci lines up as if he may take the play, but instead he will ultimately try and punt the football. But before that, a timeout is called by St. Joe's Prep. And the reason why, there's 8.7 seconds left to go, and I want to make sure that Ben DiNucci punts this one into the wind.
I think that's a smart timeout right there. If that's the reason why, and I think it is, that's smart, because there is enough wind that it would be a factor.
Obviously, you flip it around, and now you've got a gusty wind to your back that can change things. David Fonte looking for a field position opportunity here at the last of the first quarter. St. Joe's Prep already on top, 7-0. Again, they won over Parkland in the quarterfinals of the PIAA playoffs. That coming on the heels of working their way through the Philadelphia Catholic League. They had a great matchup against LaSalle earlier during the season in the regular season, and then beat LaSalle in the Philadelphia Catholic League Championship 46-13, beat Ben Franklin in the district championship 47-20.
I just got to tell you, this band is unbelievable. They're right below us. This is one of the best high school bands I've ever heard. Man, look at that high school band. They are fantastic.
That is the Pine Richland Ram Band right beneath us on the home side of the field here at Hershey Park Stadium. Now, again, they're going to run the fake, and the football's on the ground. They picked up the first down by forward progress, but the ball came loose. If Pine Richland has it, they'll keep the football on a first down.
Nice job by Pine Richland. They direct snapped it right to number 30, who plows forward for the first down. It was Brendan Burnham, the senior. Well blocked, and how about that? After they call a timeout, you still have the guts to run the fake punt.
And they'll continue with the football as we head to quarter number 2. St. Joe's Prep 7, Pine Richland nothing. Quarter number 2 comes your way on PCN right after this.
After an intense workout, athletes need to get their energy back. Go for complete refreshment. Chocolate milk. With the right mix of high-quality protein and carbs, chocolate milk builds and refuels tired muscles. Electrolytes replenish what's lost in sweat. And calcium and vitamin D strengthen growing bones. Low-fat chocolate milk is the great-tasting way to give your body what it needs after a hard workout. Workout. Refuel with chocolate milk.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That changed my life.
At that moment, it hit me. This is why I joined the Guard. We're soldiers, always ready to protect our country. But we've also got communities. Family, friends, neighbors who count on us. I couldn't believe it. I just saved a life to somebody from my hometown.
See what it means to be a citizen soldier at NationalGuard.com.
Alongside Ross Sucker, my name is Bob McCool. You're watching the Quad A State Championship here on PCN. Mike Zambelli on the sidelines for us right now on 1st and 10 for Pine Richland starting quarter number 2. After the fake punt, Pine Richland keeps the drive alive right now. Their quarterback, Ben DiNucci's in trouble, scrambles out of trouble, and runs for a couple across through the line of scrimmage and picks up a yard, and that's it.
He's got pretty good athleticism. They're going to need him to make some plays with his feet. I know he's accustomed to throwing a lot of wide receiver screens, but against this St. Joe's Prep secondary, I think for Pine Richland to win, Ben DiNucci's going to have to make some plays with his legs tonight.
He actually got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. So it's 2nd down and 10. Ernest Williams slides out of the backfield, and they'll throw it to him. And a great play defensively, not allowing him to get anywhere. And a great defensive play made by Dylan Diulis, but a flag on the play.
Preliminary indications a hold against Pine Richland. Gabe Infante deciding what he wants to do.
Pickup of a yard on the play. They'll back them up 10 for the penalty.
Out of the foul. 2nd down.
First penalty marked off against the Rams.
I think I would decline that. I think I'd rather have 3rd and 9 than 2nd and 18.
Find out if it's a successful move or not. As DiNucci takes a snap, this time has a little bit more time, finds a receiver, it's Battaglia. Battaglia gets tripped up at the 40. Outstanding tackling so far by St. Joe's Prep. That one by Joe Dumont after a 1-yard pickup.
They really are doing a nice job in the open field. I think Pine Richland is more accustomed to being able to get some more yards after the catch. I think in part because of the schedule that St. Joe's Prep plays, they're used to playing against talented guys in space.
3rd down and 16 now coming up. DiNucci looking for another slip screen inside. And the pass broken up again. He's looking for Battaglia. That time the coverage was by Thomas Johnson. Johnson, a defensive back last year, now playing at the linebacker spot. And he was right there on that slant pattern to break it up, and it's 4th down.
Johnson actually is going to be going to my alma mater. Going to be a Princeton Tiger and play linebacker for them. You know, the way college football is going now, they like the fact that he was a defensive back last year. That's the background they like for their linebackers.
DeAndre Swift again back awaiting a return as Pine Richland now will punt with the wind at their back. And Swift will pick it up on a hop at the 25 and won't get much of anything. Maybe 3 yards on the return, and that's about it for St. Joe's Prep. 10:25 left to go in the first half. St. Joe's Prep, which trailed Pittsburgh Central Catholic at halftime last year, only to come from behind and win the state championship a year ago, 35-10. Goes to work, 1st and 10 from their 28-yard line.
I would not be surprised if we see some more quick screens to Zacchaeus, because both of them, he has made house calls. One got called back on a penalty.
He could be 2 for 2 in touchdowns. Instead, one was ultimately a 48-yard completion, the other one going for the score. So he's got 2 catches for 112 yards. DeAndre Swift on the carry, picks up about 3 to the 31-yard line. 2nd down and 7 coming up for the Hawks. Zacchaeus has not yet carried the ball out of the backfield. It's been either James Bell or it's been DeAndre Swift who's back there right now. He'll get it again on 2nd down. And he breaks a tackle. He's across the 35 and across the 40 after picking up the 1st down. And he is not going down easy. He is 25 pounds heavier than 2 inches taller than he was a year ago. Of course, he's only a sophomore. He's still growing. And he ends up coming away from the pack, but they're going to slow it. They're going to stop his forward progress just shy of the 45-yard line.
That almost looked like a rugby scrum at the end of that. He has really good lateral agility and power. You said it, only a sophomore, but he's 200 pounds, powerfully built.
14 yards on that one. And it's 1st and 10 at the 45. This time they'll play action to him, and Clemens wants to throw it. Ball floats on him a little bit in the wind, and it's in and out of the hands as he was looking for Dylan Diulis. Lined up as a wing and then slipping off the line of scrimmage, but the pass ball's incomplete.
Diulis was open, and Clemens didn't get a really nice tight spiral on it. Ball still got there. I think that's one that Diulis would tell you that he should have caught.
Instead, it's 2nd down and 10 from the 45. Darrell Simmons, who's predominantly playing, the freshman, is playing that wide receiver spot that John Reed would normally occupy. He's one of 3 receivers split to the left side, but it's Swift who's going to try to run it to the left side. Now it's Zacchaeus actually running to the left side, and Zacchaeus drags a tackler with him. Luke Everett has him by the shirt tail and won't let him go, and then eventually the swarm comes around him at around the 48-yard line. Pickup of 3 will make it 3rd and 7 for the Hawks. Call it a 4-yard pickup to the 49-yard line for Zacchaeus.
Watch the tail end of this play. Watch number 75 come in, John Daniel Runyon. I mean, if that doesn't remind you of his dad, I don't know what does.
Here comes Zacchaeus, has a little bit of room and into Pine Richland territory, and good for a Hawk 1st down, as Olamide Zacchaeus will take it to the Pine Richland 44-yard line, and a 5th 1st down of this 1st half for St. Joe's Prep. At the 44-yard line of Pine Richland after 7 more for Zacchaeus. Benny Walls now is in there at the tailback spot. 4th different player we've seen run the football now for St. Joe's Prep. And Walls makes something happen, and he pick up another Hawk 1st down inside the 35-yard line.
St. Joe's Prep is starting to take over up front a little bit. You know, through the 1st quarter, it was a nice job by Pine Richland, but you see now, these are some well-blocked plays.
12 on his 1st touch for Benny Walls. Walls, a junior, 6'1", 195-pounder. Stays in there at the tailback, and they'll go right back to it. The 51st play of this 1st half goes to about the 27-yard line. Pick up of 5 more for Benny Walls.
It's one of the reasons why you look at Zacchaeus' stats, he didn't have 700 yards rushing, because they play 4 different tailbacks. They keep them all fresh. They keep them all happy.
Play action fake. This time Clemens wants to throw the football, lofts it towards the middle of the field on a post pattern. He's looking for Davion Kidd Jackson. 2nd time they try to go deep to Jackson, but this one is incomplete, and it's 3rd and 5.
Outstanding coverage there by Pine Richland. There was really nowhere for Clemens to go. Not only was Gash in there, but Brendan Burnham, the safety, was there as well.
So it's now 3rd and 5 from the Pine Richland 27. St. Joe's Prep on top 7-0 and looking for more. James Bell is now back in there at the tailback spot, sidecar right of Clements. With 3 receivers to his left, and that's the direction he's looking. Looking towards the middle, and a jump ball, and DeAndre Swift has it in his hands. Are they going to say it's a good catch? They're going to say it's an incomplete pass.
Nice job by the safety there. Take a look. You'll see Merhut, number 2, is in the deep middle, but Burnham comes over and just rips the ball out of there. Swift, not able to make the catch, brings up a huge 4th down.
Tried to sell it, but the officials were there, saw that the ball did indeed hit the ground, so it's now 4th down and 5 for St. Joe's Prep. Montague and Zacchaeus on the right side. 3 receivers to the left. Clements again down the middle, he finds Bell, touchdown St. Joe's Prep. James Bell was lined up slot left as one of those 3 receivers on the left side and simply ran a post pattern, and Clements laid it right in his hands from 27 yards out.
He had good time with which to deliver the ball, and he's looked to the left of the slot right before the pressure got there. Bell went down the seam, and it looked to be a little miscommunication in the Pine Richland secondary as to who was supposed to be covering Bell.
And the Hawks' extra point is good. 7 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the first half. St. Joe's Prep has doubled up the lead. They now lead Pine Richland 14-0 when we come back here on PCN.
If you think the level of competition is impressive, wait till you see the level of coverage. High school meets high impact with MaxPreps.com, America's most comprehensive source for high school sports. Find out how your local teams compare, who's in the hunt to be state champs, and which teams and players are leaving their stamp on the national stage. Get pumped on your high school teams. Log on to MaxPreps.com.
Tired of all the leaning and unbalanced views? Tired of channels that have their own angle? At PCN, we bring it to you straight. We don't edit what was said to fit a point of view. We bring you the entire event the way it happened. No editing, no slant, no angle. When you want to know the whole story, you need to watch PCN, the complete view without the lean. PCN, on cable or online. All things straightforward for Pennsylvania.
St. Joe's Prep getting it done through the air through the first quarter and change with 7 minutes and 39 seconds left to go. The Hawks lead it 14-0. Order your copy of today's game on the PCN store. Order DVD, Blu-ray, or new digital download of today's action online at PCNstore.com. We've had 3 great championship games so far. Bishop Guilfoyle winning the Class A championship over Claret in 19-18. Archbishop Wood beating Central Valley in the AAA final last night, 33-14. And then this afternoon, South Fayette coming back for their second straight state championship, winning over Dunmore 28-16. Here comes DeAndre Gaston with his second big kickoff return, and this one will cross midfield, and Pine Richland will go to work starting in St. Joe's Prep territory.
They've got to find a way to get Gaston the ball more often. They haven't been able to get him the ball on offense yet, even though he's one of their leading receivers. Really a nice job by the Pine Richland special teams. Well blocked there. And Gaston gets them in the St. Joe's Prep territory. I think it's vitally important that Pine Richland gets on the board here.
Danucci's completed 8 passes so far. 4 have gone to Merhut and 4 have gone to Battaglia. Gaston, who is one of 3 receivers on the right side, has not yet caught a pass. But that is where he heads this time, and he's got a pass completion now. A little short of the first down. They'll spot him down at the 36.
Yeah, I'd like to see more Slumka, more Gaston, and Danucci run it a little bit with his legs. I think that's going to be the recipe for success for Pine Richland.
Second down and 1. Danucci fakes the throw one way, throws it back to Merhut. Merhut will pick up the first down as he's wrapped up at the 31. On 2nd and 1, they got 5.
A lot of talent on Pine Richland, you know, for a public school to have a Division I running back, 2 Division I wide receivers, Division I quarterback. Pretty impressive.
Merhut over 100 receptions now on this his senior season. They go to Slomka. And Slomka will fight inside the 30 to about the 28. The record for receptions in a season was set in 2004 by Carmen Connolly at Seton LaSalle at 112. And the way Ben DiNucci and Mike Merhut and Pine Richland throw the football, that's not out of the realm of possibility in this game. As they go right back to work to Slomka.
Ooh.
And he gets to about the 26-yard line, depending on where they spot the football.
He almost broke that one. He was one arm tackle away from breaking that one. And this is 4-down territory for Pine Richland. So they've got 2 downs to get 4 yards. They can run it here, although it looks like St. Joe's Prep stacking the box.
And they do go to Slomka. And the football's on the ground again. St. Joe's Prep has it. Hawks going the other way with the football as Benny Walls comes up with a loose football. Slomka got the legs cut out from under him and the football came loose. And I believe it's Slomka who is hurt right now on the field.
Slomka really attacked that run, and it was a nice job by St. Joe's Prep to upend him.
You see him tending to Connor Slomka, senior running back. Again, headed to West Point to continue his academic and football career.
It's really interesting. He had actually committed earlier in his career to Ohio State to play lacrosse, and then thought better of it, changed his mind. Let's take a look at it. Watch both for the ball and the injury. A stunt by Prep got Dumond around. Ball comes out right away. And then we'll see what happens with Slomka. Kind of hard to see how he got hurt, but that ball clearly came out. He got upended there by number 2, Thomas Johnson. The future Princeton Tiger sliced in from the side, and then he landed on his neck shoulder area.
There you see a great look at number 2 Johnson coming through from that outside linebacker spot, cuts the legs out from Slomka. And then a St. Joe's Prep defender also there to hit him as he's on the ground, and Nick Vanderveer. But Slomka jogs off the field under his own power. Here you get a good look at Connor Slomka. And it's St. Joe's Prep football again on top 14-0 inside of 6 minutes to go in this first half. Hawks have it back on the fumble recovery. Second turnover against Pine Richland in this football game, and the Hawks start from their own 28.
Yeah, and that's a really costly one because it was 3rd down. They had another down there to try to get the 1st down.
Same formation with Bell in the slot. Here comes a reverse to DeAndre Swift, makes a man miss. Needs a block, gets it from his quarterback, and it's going to get him a 1st down. Jack Clements threw a block that gets him a 1st down across the 40-yard line.
DeAndre Swift, just a sophomore, and you said it. He made one guy miss, then he got around the edge. He got a good block from his quarterback. Take a look at it. Zacchaeus to Swift, makes one guy miss. Now watch the quarterback right here. Gets the helmet in front so that it's not a block in the back.
Against Joey Lieberman, who's one of the top tacklers for Pine Richland defensively, and it turns into a 12-yard run for DeAndre Swift to the 40-yard line. Even Fonte certainly happy with the way his team has played so far. With a 14-0 lead and looking for more right now. The issue with the chains on the opposite side. Looking a little bit like Ross Tucker's microphone cords, all tangled up in knots.
That's DeAndre Swift's dad there helping him, actually.
Probably taking a couple of links off, so it's easier for him to get a 1st down. So it's stretched back out to a 10-yard difference. And it's actually spotted it closer to the 41-yard line. 1st down and 10 coming up for the Hawks. Darrell Simmons splits out to the left side. And Swift goes in motion left to right. They'll hand it off to him for the jet sweep. Nothing there, tries to go backwards, and Lieberman and company are waiting for DeAndre Swift. Still fights for maybe a yard or 2. It'll be 2nd down.
Pine Richland had 2 impressive victories this year over Pittsburgh Central Catholic, so they're used to playing against some teams that are loaded talent-wise. Pittsburgh Central Catholic has Johnny Patrician. They've got Barry Foster's son at running back, a big offensive line, a junior corner that's got a bunch of scholarship offers. And Pine Richland handled them twice.
Beat him in the district championship at Heinz Field, 21-13. Benny Walls on the carry this time will take it to the 50. Walls will come up a yard short of the first down, 3rd down and 1 for the Hawks.
Just an inside zone scheme to the left, and the key block there was really the backside tackle, Charles Holsopple, the junior.
Walls again stays in at the tailback spot. And it's Clements on the quarterback sneak, stood up and fights for more.
He fumbled it.
And the football's on the ground.
It's Pine Richland ball.
So the Hawks are going to turn it over for the first time.
It was a tremendous second effort by Jack Clements, the senior quarterback, because he was stuffed in the backfield. He bounced off and looked like he was going to get the first down before he lost it. And Austin Gantz, the senior, falls on it.
Right at midfield. Huge break for Pine Richland. We'll see if they can take advantage of it, and we'll see if we can see where it comes out. That's Lieberman in there to help strip it.
Yeah, he ripped it out. Lieberman ripped it out.
From midfield, Ben DiNucci back to work. Throws it into a crowd. The pass is caught by Merhut. Had it right at the line of scrimmage, no gain.
They're going to have to fake one of these screens and throw it deep. St. Joe's Prep is sitting and praying on all this underneath stuff. They're going to have to do the fake and go.
Tagley and Everett to the left side. Gaston and Merhut to the right. And it's Ernest Williams in a tailback, and he's got a huge hole. Breaks a tackle to 35, down to the 20-yard line. In for Connor Slomka, who was shaken up in the last series, and a 30-yard run for senior Ernest Williams in the backfield.
Got to be happy for Williams getting a chance here. Gigantic hole. What a block by the right tackle, number 68, John Cooley.
To the 20-yard line, right back to work. They go to Williams to the 15, and nearly slipped out of yet another tackle at the 12.
He was one tackle away from breaking that, and Pine Richland is getting the boost from Williams. Got to be happy for him getting this opportunity. Usually he is few and far between getting touches behind Connor Slomka.
They fake it to him this time, and they'll throw the slip screen to Merhut to the 5. Mike Merhut, touchdown, Pine Richland. 12 yards on the hookup, and again, it's about the blocking of the receivers in the formation for Pine Richland.
They must practice that all day, every day, this wide receiver blocking. That is a nice job by Pine Richland on the perimeter, and a terrific answer for them being down 2 scores. Gaston got some, and look at the heart for Merhut to finish that drive the way he does.
Adam Napotnik on to attempt the extra point. DiNucci is the holder, and the kick is through the uprights. 3 minutes, 25 seconds left to go in the first half, and the deficit has been sliced in half. It's now St. Joe's Prep 14, Pine Richland 7.
Turnovers are huge at every level of football. Pine Richland already has 2 deep in St. Joe's Prep territory, and now they return the favor. Clements just trying to finish off the run and make sure he got the first down, and then it was all Ernest Williams. Couple Ernest Williams runs, well blocked, almost scored on that one, and then finally Merhut finishes it off.
That's the block first from Everett, then the second one by Gaston, and then Merhut does the rest. His 15th touchdown pass reception of the season, 43rd thrown by Pennsylvania Gatorade Player of the Year, Ben DiNucci. And again, it is still anybody's football game. As Ross said, we've had 3 turnovers in this football game. Pine Richland has turned it over twice. St. Joe's turned it over on its last possession. And the Rams put it in the end zone 50 yards later. And a kickoff that will roll into the back of the end zone. No opportunity for DeAndre Swift on the return. 1st and 10 from the 20 for St. Joe's Prep.
A lot of prospects on the field tonight, and a lot of coaches in attendance. Shane Waldron from UMass, a couple Pitt coaches. Penn State has most of their staff is here. I'm getting text messages from coaches that are watching the game right now. It's this is Quad A state championship. As you might imagine, there are a lot of college players playing right now.
Hawks going with a spread set, 2 receivers on each side, but they'll keep it on the ground. And I believe that's Zacchaeus. It's DeAndre Swift on the carry. No, guess again, it's James Bell. It could be any one of a bevy of backs.
They all look the same. Yeah, they all look the same. They all have single digits, shorter, athletic. I would expect them to come back to a running back screen out of the slot to Zacchaeus soon with the success they had on that twice. Here it comes.
There it is. It's DeAndre Swift, however, instead, looking for a block from Zacchaeus, and Swift will get bumped out of bounds close to a first down. Need to get to the 30 to get there. I'm not sure he got enough. It's either 3rd and 1 or 1st and 10 for the Hawks, depending on the spot.
It's 3rd down. It's really interesting talking to some of the kids from St. Joe's Prep that do the local radio broadcast. St. Joe's Prep draws from a big area. They were telling me 20 to 25% of the student body is from the state of New Jersey because the school's right there in northern Philly.
Right near Temple University.
They almost lost the ball again there.
And they might not have gotten a first down either.
I think they lost yardage, and they almost lost the ball in the handoff there.
James Bell got the handoff and didn't get the first down. Huge defensive stand for Pine Richland.
And Eric Kasparova should think about a timeout right here.
Block at 2:30. And Pine Richland's going to get the football in pretty good field position. St. Joe's Prep is kicking into the wind. Merhut back to return the punt from Robert Caprice. High kick, Merhut will let it hit, and it takes a Prep bounce inside the 35-yard line. Nice job by Caprice on the kick, and Pine Richland will start, instead of what they thought might be near midfield, they'll start from their own 33.
So a little under 2 minutes, but with Pine Richland, the tempo of their offense and having 3 timeouts, I don't think time's going to be a huge factor here. I mean, it's something for Eric Kasparovich to at least consider, but with 3 timeouts, with their up-tempo offense, they can get down the field in no time if they're having success.
Eric Kasparovich trying to become the first WPIAA player and coach to win a state championship, or win it as both a player and a coach. Won it as the starting quarterback at North Hills in 1993, beating Central Bucks West. Here's DiNucci on a scramble, makes a man miss, and DiNucci will step out of bounds across the 40. Picks up about 7 or 8, depending on exactly where they spotted him out of bounds. 7 at the 40-yard line.
They wanted the shovel pass there to Ernest Williams, but St. Joe's Prep did a nice job of cutting that off.
Williams stays in there to tailback. Again, Slomka was hurt 2 series ago. DiNucci back to the arm. Merhut gets a block from Everett, gets him a first down across the 45 to the 46.
I can't get over how good these kids are at blocking on the edge. That is really tough when you are in space like that to block, because you got to be really careful with your hands. As much as anything, you're just trying to shadow and mirror the defender.
8th catch of the game for Merhut. DiNucci looks for more. Across the middle, Gastian makes the catch with a defender right there with him. Montag was right there, and he brings him down at the St. Joe Prep 40-yard line.
Can't get much better coverage than that by Justin Montag. I mean, look at the left hand, just barely misses the football.
19 yards on the hookup, 1st and 10 for Pine Richland at the 40, 1:23 to go. DiNucci maybe looking for the home run, can't find anybody open, and he'll take off and run. To the 35, 30, still on his feet to the 20, and finally gets out of bounds at about the 18-yard line.
What did I say earlier, Bob? They're going to have DiNucci make some plays with his feet. He doesn't do it a lot, but he's very capable. 6'3", 200. He's a long strider, and that is an extra weapon, because St. Joe's Prep is so focused on coverage that DiNucci can make some plays with his feet like that.
25 yards on the scramble, back to Ernest Williams. Big time tackle there by Jake Strain.
What a play by Strain. If Strain doesn't make that tackle and they have him pinching in, Williams might score there. Strain looks likely to go to the Ivy League.
2nd and 9. Right back to Williams. Hold for a second. But Thomas, Johnson and company closed that hole quickly at the 12, and now Pine Richland will burn their first time out with 44.9 seconds to play in half number 1. Pine Richland going for the score that could tie this football game up at the break.
Looks like we might have another one, partner.
Yep. Close game in the fourth quarter is all we ever asked for.
That's all we asked for is a close game in the fourth quarter. And with the way Pine Richland has answered, you know, yesterday was a sweep for the non-Whippeal teams. Pine Richland would win today, then it'd be 2 for 2 for the Whippeal teams today, with South Fayette beating Dunmore earlier today in the AA game.
Of course, the WPIAL had a team in all 4 of the classifications, the 8th time that has happened. No one has ever won all 4 classifications from one district. District 7, the WPIAL has won 3 of the 4 in 3 years, 2001, 5, and 7. Right now they are 1 and 2, as Ross said, looking to get to 500 if they can win this one. Right now they're down 14-7. They are at the 12-yard line of St. Joe's Prep. And a third down and about 5. Danucci in trouble. Throws the football to the side. It's Williams on the catch. Williams makes a couple of people miss and gets it inside the 5 and gets out of bounds. First down, goal to go for Pine Richland.
Wow, what a job by Danucci under pressure to show the patience to then get the ball out to Williams. Look at that, under pressure, flicks it out there. Williams makes not 1, but 2 St. Joe's Prep Hawks miss. He was close to scoring.
It's at the 2-yard line, first down, goal to go for Pine Richland. Gauntz in there as a blocker out in front of Williams. And they hand it off to Ernest Williams. Great surge right into the end zone. Touchdown for Pine Richland. Terrific job up front by Pine Richland to open up the hole for Williams to take it in for the score.
I thought we might see some type of quarterback run action or option or a read option. They ran that against Pittsburgh Central Catholic, but this is just an inside trap. A nice job by Matt Pickles, the senior guard, pulling around. And Pine Richland has a pretty darn good offensive line.
Extra point is good. 31.9 seconds remaining on our first half clock, and we are even in the Quad A final. St. Joe's Prep 14, Pine Richland 14. Ernest Williams with his first rushing touchdown of the season has us even.
Well, it started out with Danucci flicking the ball to Gashin over the middle, and then again he scrambles. This was a key play. Doesn't look like he's moving that fast, but he's long striding. Look how he carries the ball, too. And then you'll see him flick it out again to Williams. And then finally the touchdown right up the middle. Ernest Williams just powers through Nick Vanderveer for the touchdown. We've got a tie ball game.
How big has he been since Connor Slomka got hurt? A running back who's run for over 1,500 yards in the season gets hurt. Going to West Point to continue his football career as Connor Slomka. Ernest Williams comes in and has given them a huge lift.
Well, it's about depth. There's injuries in football, and so far Pine Richland showing that they have it.
Kickoff with the wind to the back will float into the end zone. And St. Joe's Prep with 31.9 seconds left and 2 timeouts will start first and 10 at the 20.
Be curious to see what St. Joe's Prep does here. They're typically pretty aggressive. We'll see with the field position they have here if they run it out or if they elect to try to make a play. Anytime you have guys like Swift and Zacchaeus, you've got a shot.
Swift is in the backfield out of the pistol set. It's DeAndre Swift. Won't get much as he bounces down to about the 28 or 29. He actually turned that into about an 8 or 9 yard run. And we'll see if the Hawks even bother to get off another snap. They're going to hurry to the line of scrimmage. They're not going to call a timeout, however. And they'll get off one more play before the break. Right back to DeAndre Swift. Tries to turn it outside. Pine Richland won't let him get far, but a flag comes in at the end. So this is not the end of the first half, depending on this flag.
Well, it was a first down, too, so that would stop the clock. in and of itself, depending on what the penalty is.
Going to be a block, an illegal block. Whoop, we get the call
Illegal
right
block in the back. 10 yards the spot. Second down.
Illegal block in the back. You heard the call from our referee, Daniel White.
Take a look at it. 87 right there. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, I guess technically, but usually when you're engaged like that, they'll let you get away with that.
And so St. Joe's Prep will take no more gambles. They'll line up to take a knee, and that'll do it. Great first half. St. Joe's Prep struck first on 2 different occasions. Pine Richland, however, with the counterpunch, and we are headed to the halftime break here at Hershey Park Stadium. And the Quad A final, and we are even. Pine Richland 14, St. Joe's Prep 14. Terrific first half of football for both sides. Mike Zambelli on the sidelines, and he is lined up with Eric Kasparovich, the head coach for Pine Richland.
All right, thanks, Bob. Coach, how big was the turnover you guys forced at midfield? You're down 14-0, and they had the football.
Yeah, it's a tough game. It's a game of peaks and valleys, and we knew there was going to be some peaks, there's going to be some valleys, and we didn't start off too great here tonight, but defense made a great play, had a turnover at midfield. We were able to turn that into a touchdown and then get the ball there with under 2 minutes left and drive the field and put the tying score, and it's huge for our momentum going into halftime here.
What changed after that turnover? You really got a lot of bounce in your step.
Yeah, just being able to run the football, I think a little bit. We popped a couple runs there, and we kind of are based off our run game. So we get that run game going, then we can get the tempo going a little bit and get them on their heels.
They created some problems for your defense with their slip screens and those kind of. Where do you got to be better with your defense in the second half?
They got athletes. I mean, athlete after athlete at every position. So we just got to be sound in what we're doing. They threw that screen for that 65-yard play, and we were a little out of position at the outside there. So we just got to shore that up. We'll coach it up here at halftime. We'll be ready to go.
Fake punt from inside your own end zone. It's a state championship. Anything to do to win, right?
Hey, we're going to leave it all out here tonight. We're 15-0. Kids, they've battled so hard this year. I'm so proud of everything they've accomplished, and they want to finish the deal. So we're going to leave it all out there tonight.
Good first half, Coach. Go meet with your team. Bob, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mike Zambelli. It is halftime. The Quad A State Final here from Hershey Park Stadium. We'll take a break, and Mike and Jim Wills with our halftime show coming up. 14-14 is our score. St. Joe's Prep and Pine Richland tied up in the Quad A State Championship when we come back here on PCN.
Need my A game today. I've worked hard for this. Gotta give 110%. I've trained. I've prepared. Don't forget, leadership, teamwork, communication.
That's right. A game today and every day.
Stay involved in interscholastic athletics. Become a PIAA registered official. Stay in the game.
Goodbye 2014, hello Henry.
Top off your holiday list and save thousands during the year-end event at Tom Henry Chevrolet.
So you can say hello incredible savings.
Say hello to goodbye prices, like a new 2014 Cruise, just $99 a month, just $99. Or a 2015 Malibu, only $189 a month.
Goodbye 2014, hello savings.
The year-end event at Tom Henry Chevrolet. Online at tomhenrychevy.com.
Battle of the Big Schools here at Hershey Park Stadium. It is the finals of the 4A, the St. Joe's Prep and Pine Richland Rams all tied at 14 apiece. We welcome you back here to halftime. Mike Zambelli joined by Jim Wills. Jim, an exciting first half, obviously. We're all square. Momentum really changed in that game after that turnover at midfield.
Yeah, turnovers can make a big change, and it really did a good job for Pine Richland. They did a nice job of turning that ball over by stripping that ball and getting that fumble recovery too as well. So that was a good deal for them.
Well, we're going to take a look at some first half information. But first of all, I think whenever you think of Pine Richland and you think of the state championships, you think of 2003, and that, of course, was one of the most memorable games played in the history of this tournament when an unexpected snowstorm blew in here to Hershey, and it got exciting. Pine Richland playing Manheim Township. You can see that this was early. Manheim Central, excuse me. As you can see, this kick return here. For Pine Richland, it was Greg Hoff who had a big football game. He was able to return that, but the snow just continued to fall. Quarterback Jake Long then with Hoff on the reception, and he was able, and just the ability of these teams to execute. I think the score was something like 7-6 at halftime, but the snow continuing to fall. Hoff again then pounding it in. Then they played into overtime, and then this was for the tie to send it to another overtime. Patrick Hume was the kicker, and Manheim Central's Sean Wilt ended the marathon and the snow game here at Hershey Park. It was obviously devastating for those guys at Pine Richland, but it is a game that is still talked about to this day. And Jim, we were part of that game. It was one of our first years here. You know, and the officiating crew, which was out of District 11, Glenn Rissmiller and those crew, was really to be commended for the way they handled that game, make it a very playable condition for both teams.
Oh, they did a great job, and obviously the teams did a great job of doing an outstanding work in the football area in spite of the weather, and it was just a great experience to be here. We were up on the stage. It was great. The snow was blowing sideways. It was great. It was just an unbelievable experience to be here.
That was the 3A championship game. We're talking the 4A right here. Let's take a look at the brackets and the road to the championship for both these teams. And of course, for St. Joe's Prep, out of the upper part of the bracket, the defending champions beat arch rival LaSalle, Ben Franklin, Parkland, the District 11 champion, Pennsbury, the District 1 champ, to advance to this title game. For Pine Richland, coming out of the Whippeal, wins over Connellsville, Altoona, McKeesport, Pittsburgh Central Catholic, a runner-up a year ago, beating State College, and of course District 3 champion last week, Wilson, to advance to the title game. Take a look at St. Joe's Prep, and a lot have been made of the schedule that they have played this year. They started the year 1-3, but lost this to Don Bosco Prep, St. Ignatius of Cleveland, Ohio, and St. Joseph Regional of New Jersey, all getting them ready for what lied ahead during the season.
Yeah, they want to do it that way, and they do it with a purpose, and they do it to play those tough teams. And then you see, as the season went along, they played LaSalle, and they beat LaSalle twice. Second time really put it to them 46-13, and that was on their way to the playoffs there. And they end with Ben Franklin, obviously, Parkland, and then Pennsbury last week, which they did a really good job with in the rain.
They certainly do test these guys, averaging 36.4 points a game, giving up 22.8 per game. The numbers, again, they have talked about it. We have talked about it. Not that glaring, but they do win their share of football games. The Philadelphia Catholic League, these are the teams that participate on the 4A level, with Prep winning that small division or small conference. Of course, LaSalle College High School is a former champion here, also finished runner-up. Roman Catholic and Father Judge, also part of the Catholic League in the 4A classification. We're going to be talking with Coach Infante when they return to the field, but I'm very interested to find out his thoughts on quarterback Jack Clements. They put a lot on him, and they haven't really done that. He did throw for 4 touchdown passes in their win against Parkland, but he really played a solid first half up until that fumble with about 3 minutes and change to play in the half.
Yeah, he did a nice job. He came in here over 1,900 yards on the year, and he's been doing a good job. What I like about him, Mike, the most is the way he stays in the pocket. You see him get that ball downfield right there to Zacchaeus. The thing of it is, he's calm and cool behind there in that pocket. Those slip screens have worked really well. That one, obviously, a great play for a touchdown there. They got called back, but the thing of it is, he stands in that pocket. He doesn't matter what the pressure is, gets his eyes on his target, and delivers that ball very, very effectively. He's had an outstanding year for St. Joe's.
We have not seen a lot of people score touchdowns going in that direction. That's back into the win. That was a 4th down conversion, not just a conversion, but a touchdown as well, so that was certainly great execution. Pine Richland and their road to the championship, 15-0 on the season, participating in the Northern 8 Conference. Whippeal Division champions, and of course there are many tests along the road coming out of the Whippeal. Quite an accomplishment to be 15-0 on the season. They moved up to the 4A classification, as Bob McCool talked about earlier, in the 2008 year, but that is quite a schedule that they play.
Yeah, look at beating Pittsburgh Central Catholic twice in 1 year. Another thing that was really amazing, and that was their first Whippeal title in school history to get to that point there and in the 4A classification. But look what they did down at the end there, State College, Wilson West Lawn in a tough game last week as well.
Here is the standings. Pine Richland winning the Northern 8 Conference. Pittsburgh Central Catholic, last year's runner-up, finishing 11-2 on the year. North Allegheny at 8-3. All familiar names on this state stage. North Hills, Fox Chapel, Butler, Seneca Valley, and Shaler area rounding out that 8-member conference. Well, it took a long time for their offense to get going, averaging 45 points per game. But once they got an opportunity, they seized momentum and rode it right into halftime. They were able to get some things going with a short field on a couple of occasions. And it was the quarterback, Danucci, who was the Gatorade Player of the Year, and we found out in a hurry why he won or had been honored in that way.
Mike comes in here with over 3,800 yards this year, Mike. It's just amazing the way they've done things. You know, they've done a great job with their quarterback. They do every different thing you can do with them. They throw slip screens, they throw big outs, they throw down the field. He has an ability to scramble, and that's what he did here in this play, which really was a big play here in this first half. That got them a lot of yardage on that and got them inside the 10-yard line, so that's the thing that was really good. And then you see the stop and go. He doesn't get frazzled at all, just like Clemens. He stays in the pocket, does what he needs to do, but boy, can he sling that football. We watched a couple of those throws tonight. He is on target, and the defensive backs, which are very, very good for St. Joe's Prep, haven't had much of a shot.
So how do they keep that momentum going now coming out of the locker room?
Well, I think they've got momentum on their side, and I think they're going to be at a point now. They got St. Joe's attention, really, with the passing game and the wide receivers, and I think that's going to be a big asset for them here in the second half.
Prep had a touchdown taken off the board on a penalty that really should have never happened. It was 25 to 30 yards behind the play. They're in a 14-14 game, and really I'm sure they feel like they should be leading at half. How do they regain momentum once we get into the third quarter?
They got to keep Danucci off the field. That's what they got to do. They got to come out. They got to establish that line of scrimmage. They got the better line with Runyon up front. They got to keep going and establish that line of scrimmage.
Promises to be an exciting second half. Bob and Ross will take us to the finish line here, your 4A championship. Third quarter, more highlights when we return. Stay with us.
I remember the moment.
I'll never forget that moment.
That moment?
It was a moment that changed my life. I'd been training with my team for months, and now we had been called up for the first time. The real deal. Wildfires were getting dangerously close to homes. At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com.
The top 8 reasons why students should play interscholastic sports.
School spirit, sis boom ba. Is that what they used to say?
For the physical and mental workout.
To know the thrill of victory. It's real, not virtual.
Hearing my mom over the crowd.
Because sports is a metaphor for life, right?
To just have fun.
And the number 1 reason why students should play interscholastic sports.
To get my family out of the house.
Halftime, the Quad A final. St. Joe's Prep struck early, Pine Richland struck last, and we are even halfway through this Quad A state championship. Pine Richland 14, St. Joe's Prep 14. Alongside Ross Tucker, my name is Bob McCool. We've had everything we could have asked for in this football game. Big plays, a couple of big mistakes as well, as there always is. So it makes the beauty of high school football is overcoming adversity, and both teams have had to do that.
Yeah, there was some turnovers. Obviously, Pine Richland had 2 deep in St. Joe's Prep territory, but then they got the key break they needed, and that was after the Jack Clements fumble, to be able to come back from that, get 2 touchdowns in the last 5 minutes for Pine Richland, and the momentum is fully on their side at this point. Let's see whether or not they lose it at halftime.
And let's see what happened in half number 1 to get to this 14-14 game. Again, it was St. Joe's Prep who got it rolling early.
And it was Zacchaeus on the little tunnel screen for the touchdown, and he just has speed to burn. After that, they came right back to him, little outside run, helped get them down into Pine Richland territory. 4th and 6. Clements delivered a strike down the seam to James Bell right when they needed a clutch throw by Clements on 4th down.
However, he did fumble the football on this play, and Pine Richland then started to take advantage of it. And here was a big turning spot. Ernest Williams coming in off the bench for Pine Richland and making a huge impact.
Not often you have a running back filling in for a Division I running back that helps you get down into scoring territory, but Mike Merhut was able to get the final score there for Pine Richland, and then right back they came with Ben DiNucci flicking the ball to DeAndre Gaston. Then he used his athleticism. He's just so smooth when he runs, flicks to the wrist to Williams again. I mentioned filling in for the West Point bound Slomka, and one more time Ernest Williams powering in for Pine Richland to tie the game.
And so, as always, the game of football is so much about adjustments at halftime. Eric Kasparovich talked a little bit about that with Mike Zambelli. We'll hear what Gabe Infante has to hear about a little bit later on. You see the work for Pine Richland and what Ben DiNucci has done. All he needs is another couple of yards, and he'll be the first quarterback in the history of Pennsylvania football to go over the 4,000-yard barrier. But they've done it on both ends, running with the football and throwing it. And what a great first half for Jack Clements, throwing for 142 yards. And you saw that perfect strike for the score.
How about the total yards? 235 to 234. It doesn't get very much more even than that. What an impressive first half. Let's only hope that the second half can live up to what we just saw.
Well, let's hear what Gabe Infante has to tell our Mike Zambelli.
All right, Coach, you had a 14-0 lead in that half. It got away after that fumble. What changed momentum-wise?
Nothing. I mean, they made some good plays. We put the ball on the ground. We got to protect the football better. We had a chance to convert on a third down. It's a very good football team on the other side of the ball. Got to give them credit for making plays.
Coach, you're asking a lot of your quarterback. There was a lot of talk about quarterbacks this week. They didn't talk a lot about Jack Clements. What did you like about his performance in the first half, other than the fumble, obviously?
Yeah, Jack's done a good job doing what he's done all year long, just managing our offense, and that's all we ask him to do.
You get the football to start this third quarter. What do you got to do to regain momentum?
Do our thing. Just play our game.
Go get him, Coach. Good luck.
Boy, he sounded a lot clearer talking to him before the game. That voice is already gone. We're only at halftime. Gives you an idea of the emotion and the excitement and what it takes to try to get through the state championship. Obviously, Gabe Infante imploring his team to fight from behind here coming back in this second half. And again, we talked about it at the beginning of this game, and I talked to him about it at length. His preparation for getting here is not about whether they win and lose those games at the beginning of the season and taking their lumps against the national schedule that St. Joe's Prep plays. But he said last year made everybody realize, look, this is why we do it. It's not about what we're doing in September. It's about what we're doing and whether we're doing it in December. And winning that state championship last year made it that much clearer as they beat Pittsburgh Central Catholic in that final 35-10. And Eric Kasparovich has done a lot of that with Pine Richland as well. You saw the highlights with Mike and Jim at halftime of that memorable championship game back in 2003, the win over Manheim Central, but now playing at the Quad A level. It's a whole other ball game. The games that got us here so far, Bishop Guilfoyle with the win over Claret in our Class A final, they got it rolling. Archbishop Wood pulling away from Central Valley in a AAA game last night, and then our AA game this afternoon going to South Fayette as they came from behind to beat Dunmore 28-16. But it's a significant difference for Pine Richland to play as they did in that AAA championship game and they lost to Manheim Central, but to move up in classification to the Quad A level, and then you're going up against the likes of Pittsburgh Central Catholic and North Allegheny during the regular season. Talk about being battle tested. They might not have been out-of-state teams. They were in-state teams, but they're battle tested.
They really are, and that's the thing, because at the Quad A level, you're really unlimited in terms of the student body. I mean, you look at some of the high schools like Reading High School, North Penn High School, the amount of kids they have in some of these schools. Watch the kick here.
Kick it high and short. And it's taken by Zacchaeus. Lamine Zacchaeus across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. Talk about dangerous return man with both Zacchaeus and DeAndre Swift back there.
Both those guys have absolute speed to burn. Be very curious to see what St. Joe's Prep decides to do here on their first drive. You know, do they try to hammer them with Swift? They had some success doing that. Come back to the tunnel screen to Zacchaeus. Those are the two things I think they've had the most success with. Getting the ball to Zacchaeus in the open field and pounding the 200-pound sophomore Swift.
Swift gets the call out of the backfield. Zacchaeus was lined up slot to the right and just driving it forward behind that big offensive line. DeAndre Swift out to the 40, picking up 6 yards on first down. 6 carries in the first half for 36 yards for DeAndre Swift. They'll go right back to the sophomore, and he'll get a first down across the 45-yard line.
Good sign early here in the second half, and a bad sign for Pine Richland that St. Joe's Prep is opening some holes up front, right up the middle. Watch the hole here. It's a power play. Nice kick out by the right guard, Mark Ehrlich, pulling around.
To the 45-yard line, first down and 10. And this time it's Zacchaeus in the backfield, and he won't get out of it. Great job by Pine Richland as Zacchaeus trying to cut it outside, and the Rams wrapped him up, starting with DeAndre Gaston.
Gaston has really had a good game. Hasn't gotten the ball as much as he typically does, but he's done very well defensively and on special teams.
They actually dragged him back 3 yards, lost back to the 42-yard line. It's 2nd and 13. Zacchaeus now will come out again to the slot right. Darrell Simmons split to the right side. Justin Montague is split to the left, but it's Swift. Swift has a hole. Burnham slows him down in midfield, but he breaks through that tackle, breaks another one, and breaks a third. And DeAndre Swift will take it to the house. Highlight reel run for the sophomore DeAndre Swift. There are no flags. It's a 58-yard touchdown run.
I mean, this is just power. 3, 4 Pine Richland defenders all there, and even after that, a couple more had a chance. They just can't bring them down. That's just their athlete beating your athletes. I can't even say one-on-one, more like 1-on-4.
And now on to attempt the extra point, and whistles before that kick is converted. Kicker is Nick Bill, senior. Flag is going to be thrown against Pine Richland. We'll see if that changes Gabe Infante's strategy in any way. But the ball moved half the distance to the goal line, but the kicker, Bill, will stay out there.
Boy,
Caius
Swift is an
holder.
impressive sophomore. Holy cow.
Again, 2 inches taller and 25 pounds heavier than he was last year as a freshman. And he showed it on that run. Kick splits the uprights, 10:29 to go, third quarter. St. Joe's Prep back up on top, 21-14 Hawks.
What a quick answer here to start the second half by St. Joe's Prep. They just have so much talent. You talk with some of the kids in their student body, some of the guys on the team. They've got kids from everywhere that want to go to St. Joe's Prep to be a part of it. John Daniel Runyon lives in New Jersey. John Reed, who we haven't even seen tonight because he's injured and going to Penn State. He was telling me before the game he's from Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Obviously a lot of kids from throughout southeastern Pennsylvania that want the opportunity to play for Coach Infante and want to play for St. Joe's Prep. It's a big draw there now in the Philadelphia area.
They have quite a distinguished alumni base, one that includes Alexander Haig. The mayor of the city of Philadelphia, Michael Nutter, is a St. Joe's Prep grad. Some basketball names, Matt Gukas, former Philadelphia 76er. St. Joe's Hawks, St. Joe's University Hawk basketball coach Phil Martelli was an undergrad at St. Joe's Prep, and the Hawks try the onside kick, and the St. Joe's Prep Hawks say they have the football. Haven't seen the officials say it yet, but the Hawks have clearly indicated it is their football.
Boy, that is aggressive. That is a very aggressive move by St. Joe's Prep, and I think Pine Richland is stunned. They were not expecting it. Bounces off Anthony Battaglia. He looked like he was ready for it, but a tremendous kick there. It's almost a perfect kick. It was a bad hop for Battaglia. Bounce off of him, and St. Joe's Prep is going to be able to go right back at it.
And they'll start in Pine Richland territory at the 49-yard line as the coaches congratulate Nick Bill on the successful onside kick attempt. He got what he wanted, which was a big hop, and he took advantage of it as the Hawks fall on the football in Pine Richland territory. Swift now goes in motion. They'll hand it off to him in a reverse and a flea flicker. They're going to throw it back to DeAndre Swift. He gets a block, and he's got an edge. 30, 20, 10, 5, dives, touchdown Hawks. Well executed on the flea flicker, the throwback to DeAndre Swift, who got a terrific block on the outside. And DeAndre Swift, after running for 58 yards and a touchdown, takes a pass 49 yards and a touchdown.
What a play. Watch the block right there. DeAndre Gaston read it, but they blocked him. When he tried to come up, Murhott goes to try to knock Swift out. Swift goes flying through the air. DeAndre Swift has taken over this game here in the third quarter.
Back-to-back touchdowns for the sophomore, the extra point, 28-14. That quickly, we have not yet played 2 minutes. 1 minute and 49 seconds into the second half. St. Joe's Prep has changed this game from 14-14 to a 28-14 Hawk lead, thanks to that man, not just on the ground with his legs running the football out of the backfield, then the onside kick and a flanker screen or trick play for Gabe Infante turns into a big touchdown.
Well, it started with the onside kick, very well executed. Battaglia, to his credit, was ready for it, but he just wasn't able to corral it. And then trick play, you'll see number one, Gaston. He sees it, but they just get that one block there by Joe Dumont. Gaston read it, he tried to attack it, but Dumont gave him the block. Swift went the rest of the way. And what a jump from about the 4 or 5 yard line over Mike Murhut to score there.
Third touchdown pass of the night for Jack Clemens. And he now has 27 on the season. And will they try it again? Now Bill this time will kick off. They have changed the game the way they wanted to. Gaston has some trouble on the kickoff return, and so it will roll into the end zone. Now Pine Richland will finally start on offense for the first time, suddenly trailing by 2 scores. They'll start from the 20.
It's going to take a lot of mental toughness right now for Pine Richland. I mean, they haven't been on the field yet offensively in the second half, and they're already down 2 touchdowns when it was tied at halftime a minute and 49 seconds ago.
Got an indication in the first half with Pine Richland, who's scored a ton of points in 2014, can certainly strike quickly themselves. Gaston split out to the right, and 3 receivers split out to the left for Danucci. And Williams stays in there at the tailback spot. He'll get the call. Again, Connor Slomka injured in the early moments of the second quarter and has not returned. A 2-yard pickup for Williams.
I see Slomka on the sideline, has a helmet on, so looks like he might be available.
On the jet sweep, Gaston has a seam. That's actually Murhott has a seam. He's across the 35 and 40 and finally dragged down. It was DeAndre Gaston on the jet sweep, and he turns into a first down run on his first rushing attempt of the night.
And Gaston has to come off the field, but he's a guy that they clearly are trying to get the ball in his hands, and with good reason.
He runs for 20 yards on that play to the 42-yard line. And back to the run, back to Danucci, and the hook up to Murhott. Murhott takes it into St. Joe's Prep territory at the Hawk 48-yard line.
That's a read play right there. Watch, Danucci can run it. He's reading it. He pulls it, barely got the ball out with his left hand.
That puts Danucci over the 4,000-yard barrier with that completion to Murhott. And now Williams will take it to the 44-yard line. And another first down pickup for Pine Richland. Rams have it 1st and 10 at the St. Joe's Prep 44-yard line, inside of 9 minutes to go. Danucci quickly back to work to Battaglia. Battaglia hit immediately by Montague and thrown to the sidelines at the 41-yard line, a pickup of 3 more.
Nice answer right now on this drive by Pine Richland.
Gaston checks back in as he came out for a breather. He is split out to the far right. Murhott in the middle. Everett in the slot. And here comes the flanker screen to Murhott, and Swift read it perfectly. DeAndre Swift in there now defensively, and he made the play. Actually, that was Zacchaeus in on the play.
That time they weren't able to get the blocking on the edge. Zacchaeus attacked it. DeAndre Gaston was trying to block him, and that might be one of the adjustments that Pine Richland has made, or that St. Joe's Prep has made to those Pine Richland wide receiver screens.
Third 3rd down and 10 now coming up for the Rams. DiNucci under a heavy rush. Avoids that rush, and he's going to take off and run. 40 and close to another 1st down for Pine Richland, depending on where he stepped out of bounds.
I really just like the poise that he plays with. He is just very smooth. They bring pressure off the edge. Watch him running. Gets just shy of the 1st down. Brings up a big 4th down here for Pine Richland.
4th and 2 from the St. Joe Prep Hawk 36-yard line. Gantz comes in as the blocker, right behind the line of scrimmage, with Ernest Williams in as the tailback.
We haven't seen DiNucci pull the ball yet.
Play clock winds its way towards 0, and before it gets there, Pine Richland will burn the timeout. With 7:53 left to play in the 3rd quarter, St. Joe's Prep with a quick strike gets ahead right now 28-14. Again, they came from behind a year ago in the win over Pittsburgh Central Catholic. Trailing at halftime, the Hawks fought their way out and then put it away with 3 scores in the 4th quarter, winning over the Vikings 35-10.
It was Chris Martin, the quarterback. This time he finds John Reed, who's going to Penn State on a full scholarship. Has not played tonight, not expected to. Martin now is at Johns Hopkins.
And he was the inspirational leader of this team. He was playing with a torn ACL. That's how gritty and tough he was. And there was DeAndre Swift, the other version of DeAndre Swift. Again, 25 pounds lighter than he was now. Bigger and stronger and just as fast. And the defense of St. Joe's Prep just put a clamp on Pittsburgh Central Catholic in the 2nd half. And the Hawks eventually won going away in the Quad A final 35-10 for their first ever PIAA state championship. Right now they're on top 28-14 as Pine Richland goes to work on a 4th and 2.
He didn't get there.
And he didn't get much of anything.
There was something wrong there with the snap up front. It was not a clean handoff there from DiNucci to Ernest Williams. Take a look at it. Snap was a little low. DiNucci gives it to him, and he ran right into number 34, Armin Ware.
So St. Joe's Prep will now take over on downs. 1st and 10 for the Hawks at their own 36-yard line. Still a lot of time to go in this football game. 7:47 left to go. And every time anybody has seemed to get comfortable in this football game, that's where the turnover bug has bitten them. So that's what St. Joe's Prep has to concern themselves with right now. Benny Walls is in there now as the tailback. And they will go to Walls, who will go outside, gets a block from Runyon, and will spring for a 1st down. Flag comes in as Benny Walls gets run down at the Pine Richland 45-yard line.
How do you like to have a guy like that as your 4th string running back? Are you kidding me?
6'1", 195-pound junior.
6'1", 195-pound junior with speed is your 4th string running back. It's amazing that they get all these kids to come to St. Joe's Prep.
Holding. Offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. 1st down.
And that some of these kids don't stay, Bob, in whatever their public school district would be to be able to start. Let's see where the hold is here. Might have been John Daniel Runyon right there. It looked like that's who the umpire was looking at, although I'm not sure I agree with that call. He was just mauling him there.
Here on the delayed handoff, Walls again has a big hole, and Walls gets close to a 1st down at the 45-yard line.
Speaks to the team concept and the desire to play for a winning program, I guess, that all these St. Joe's Preps Hawks do come here, even though it is going to be a limited opportunity to carry the ball.
12-yard pickup there for Walls. It's 2nd down and 1 at the 45. Right back to the ground game, and Walls will get to the 1st down and just shy of midfield. 1st down and 10 coming up for St. Joe's Prep. Hawks' 4th 1st down of this 2nd half and 11th overall. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line as we hit 7 minutes on our 3rd quarter clock. Darrell Simmons split to the right. Zacchaeus is slot to the right. Back to DeAndre Swift, and the tailback makes the men miss in the backfield and turns the corner. DeAndre Swift lowers the shoulder, will pick up another St. Joe's Prep first down inside the 40-yard line.
Real nice finish to that run right there by DeAndre Swift. That's what you like to see. Watch him bounce it outside again, and he's going to lower a shoulder on Merhut there. Lower the boom.
First and 10 for the Hawks at the Pine Richland 38-yard line. Clements wants to throw for it here. Streaking down the sideline. He was looking for Montague, but great coverage by DeAndre Gaston forces the incomplete pass.
Gaston with him stride for stride. Gaston is going to Duquesne. You know, you talk to some of the recruiters that I talk to that give us a buzz over at Go Big Recruiting, and just a little bit too small and not quite fast enough to really get the FBS offers. But I think Gaston's a terrific prospect and will really do well at Duquesne.
Future teammate of Brett Broombaugh, who won the AA state championship for South Fayette this afternoon. All-time leading passer in Pennsylvania history. Here's Zacchaeus, who will head to Virginia to continue his football career. He takes it inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. Pick up a 4, it's 3rd and 6.
And that's one of the major differences in this game, you know, where Pine Richland studs are going to Penn and Army and Duquesne. You know, these guys for St. Joe's Prep are going to Michigan and Penn State and Virginia.
And the kid going to Penn State, John Reed, is injured and will not play in this game. Here's a little counter handoff to DeAndre Swift. He's going to get stood up at around the 31-yard line. It's 4th down.
That was a terrific job right there by Zach Lemarant, the 6'1", 210-pound junior. That is a face-up tackle right there in the hole.
4th down and 3 at the Pine Richland 31-yard line.
They went down the seam to the running back here the last time. It was Bell with a touchdown down the seam. And they've got Zacchaeus and Swift, both of them in the slot on either side.
Zacchaeus on the left, Swift on the right. They look for Swift. One-handed catch, and a great tackle by Luke Everett. Football's on the ground, a flag comes in late. Swift got up immediately looking for a face mask penalty. There's actually 2 flags on the field.
Yeah, it was a blatant face mask, really a dangerous one. And they had him, I think. I mean, they were going to stop him short of the first down. They didn't need to grab the face mask here. Take a look at it. Had it played pretty well, and number 40 was coming. But just a vicious face mask by Luke Everett. He was forcing it inside. I'm not sure that Swift would have been able to get the first down. Boy, that's about as blatant of a face mask as you'll see. That could be dangerous. And that's a huge play in this game, because I think when you look and you saw that, you know, Pine Richland had the cavalry coming, so to speak, they might have been able to stop him.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense. 15 yards. Yardage results. First down.
That is indeed the situation for St. Joe's Prep. On a 4th down situation, it turns into a first down for the Hawks. 15-yard penalty, marched inside the 25-yard line to the Pine Richland 24-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hawks. On top by 2 scores and looking for more. Back to the ground game. James Bell has a huge hole, and James Bell's inside the 15-yard line. 2nd down and 1 after the 9-yard burst for Bell. They'll spot him just shy of the first down.
Good blocking and a nice cutback there by Bell behind the junior right tackle, Charlie Holsopple.
Actually, they spotted him forward progress inside the 15 to the 14, so it is another first down for the Hawks. 1st and 10 at the Pine Richland 14-yard line. Hawks playing some power football here. Bell has a little bit of a hole. Closes at the 10. He fights to the 9.
St. Joe's Prep going with that 2 tight end look and really just running it right at Pine Richland. Here comes DeAndre Swift and Zacchaeus back in.
Jake Strain is the one side tight end on the left.
Quarterback is split wide out. This is a wildcat here. Direct snap.
To DeAndre Swift. Looking for a block from Zacchaeus. Gets a little bit of a block. And he will do the rest himself, fighting for what looks to be another first down. If they gave him the 4-yard line, it's first down and goal to go. And it looks like on forward progress, DeAndre Swift has got that much.
He just has so much power in his lower body. I mean, look, he's hit there at the 7-yard line, and he keeps driving him to the 3. First 4 more yards after that.
First down, goal to go at the 3 on the run by DeAndre Swift. He's over 120 yards on the ground. And they go again with the wildcat, but this time it's Zacchaeus who will keep it and take it in. So take your pick, choose your poison. And St. Joe's Prep just keeps running different running backs back there, and Zacchaeus is in the end zone.
I mean, it's just unbelievable when you see the different weapons. Look at that hole. But when you see the different weapons and the different talent that St. Joe's Prep is bringing, I mean, it's just, you're not going to see that at very many schools at the high school level. And frankly, I don't think you'd ever see that from a public school with all the kids being in the same area. They are stacked.
Nick Bill with the extra point. 3 minutes, 49 seconds left to play in the third quarter. And 3 straight scores in this period for the Hawks, and they lead it 35-14.
PCN Sports has always been your ticket for exclusive access to high school and collegiate games across the state. That ticket just got better. Watch whenever and wherever you go. You never have to miss the big game with the PCN Select app. PCN Sports and the PCN Select app. For on-the-go sports fans, it is the best seat you can get.
An important message to PCN viewers. If you switch to Dish Network or DirecTV, you will no longer be able to receive PCN. While Pennsylvania cable television companies give PCN universal support, the Dish Network and DirecTV do not carry PCN and have no plans to carry PCN. So if you want to continue to enjoy PCN programming, stay with your local cable company.
St. Joe's Prep has turned this game into the Hawks' favor. Again, it was even at the break, but it's been all Hawks in half number 2 as Jack Clements and company have gone to work. It started with Benny Walls on the ground.
Yeah, I mean, Benny Walls, and then they come back to James Bell. That's the 3rd and 4th string running backs. And then DeAndre Swift, who I guess technically is the backup. And then finally Zacchaeus, who's the senior starter going to University of Virginia. Just amazing the depth that St. Joe's has. 4 different guys carry the ball on that drive. Man, I've never heard of that, Bob.
Zacchaeus going in for the touchdown for the 2nd time tonight. He has scored 1 through the air and 1 on the ground. And on the return will be Ernest Williams, who will cross the 20-yard line. Connor Slomka was jogging on the sidelines during the timeout, seeing if he will come back into this game for Pine Richland. Again, shaken up back at the midpoint of the first half and did not return. Ernest Williams instead has taken over that responsibility for the Rams, who will start at their own 23-yard line.
Here comes Slomka. He comes out late. Pine Richland has some work to do.
And Danucci goes to work, finds Merhot for the 11th time. Merhot spins out of a tackle, takes a first down keeper all the way out to about the 39-yard line.
It's a good thing Pine Richland has an up-tempo offense, because that's exactly what they need to do here.
Danucci flushed out, steps up, delivers the football, has a receiver. Gaston bounces off a tackler and still on his feet inside the 40 and down to the 35-yard line of St. Joe's Prep.
Gaston again, something is bothering him. It's the 2nd time he's had to come out after a play. Danucci is so good throwing the ball on the move, and Gashin just bounced off of Benny Walls.
25 yards on the hookup. Here comes Slomka's first touch in a long time. And the future West Point cadet will take it to the 31. Second down and 5 on the 11th carry of the game for Connor Slomka. Inside of 3 minutes to go, quarter number 3. If anybody has the arsenal to come back, it's Pine Richland. Benucci looks short, now looks deep. Jump ball in the corner, the pass is caught despite a lot of defense and a flag. Pass reception is made by Ryan Stewart.
Filling in for Gashin on the play. Gashin came out after the previous play, and Ryan Stewart working in man-to-man coverage against DeAndre Swift. Wow, offensive pass interference they're going to call. I am stunned. I did not see that in live action. We'll take another look at it. Wow. That is a huge, huge call there.
So instead of first and goal inside the 10, Eric Kasparovich wanting to know what the reason that his team is now backing up instead.
Interference. Offense. 15 yards. Yeah.
Take a look at it. Top right of your screen. Working against Zacchaeus. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Where's the offensive pass interference there? In fact, I don't think a flag should have been thrown either way. They're both grabbing each other. Man, I don't know about that one. It shouldn't have been defensive pass interference, but I don't think it should have been either.
Benucci right back to work, finds Luke Everett. The H-back makes the catch to the 35-yard line, and a flag comes in at the end.
That's going to be on Jacob Good. He came in late with a late hit, and they're going to have to go back again. Too aggressive.
Personal foul against Pine Richland. And the Rams are letting things get away from him right here.
Nice throw by Danucci. Watch 63 come in. Good at the end. It almost looked like he tried to pull up right before the play.
Personal foul. Offense. 15 yards. Down count.
Couple of huge penalties against Pine Richland, and all of a sudden the Rams are back at midfield.
And that one was blatant. That one I agree with. But as I said earlier in the game, for the pass interference, when in doubt, don't throw the flag. I don't know about that offensive pass interference.
Danucci still working on second down, has a receiver. Battaglia makes the catch at the 10. First down, goal to go, and the Rams are right back into the scoring box at first and goal at the 3. Battaglia gets up hurt.
And Battaglia is limping a little bit.
47 yards on the hookup. 5th catch of the game for Anthony Battaglia.
And my guess is this will be Slomka right up the middle to try to finish the drive.
It's Slomka who gets the call. Does he get it in? No signal yet. There it is. Touchdown, Pine Richland. From 3 yards out, Connor Slomka with his 35th rushing touchdown of his senior season.
Important and impressive answer there by Pine Richland when they had to have it.
Talk about overcoming adversity. They did it on that drive alone.
I'm stunned that they were able to get behind the St. Joe's Prep defense like that on 2nd and 25.
Pine Richland came from behind down 10 in the semifinal last week against Wilson. A Wilson team that was giving up 10 points per game on the year. Pine Richland ended up coming from behind and putting up 21 points in the Bulldogs in the 4th quarter to win it 28-17. They've got their work cut out for them here, but there's still 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 3 and a whole quarter left to play as Pine Richland pulls to within 2 scores. St. Joe's Prep 35, Pine Richland 21.
They needed a quick score, and they got it. And now, now they're back within 2 scores. They're going to have to get a break at some point and get a stop. They desperately need a stop on this next drive. And if they've got a good onside kick cooked up, now might be a pretty good time for a surprise onside kick. Although, just looking at the personnel out there for prep, I think that they're ready for it.
DeAndre Swift will drop back deep, sort of.
Gabe Infante can't believe that they let him get behind him like that. He just can't believe it.
Swift at the 15-yard line. Of course, Pine Richland is kicking into the heavy wind here at Hershey Park Stadium. That's also part of the reason why Swift is not that far back. St. Joe's Prep successfully used an onside kick to jump out on top in the second half.
That's a live ball.
On the
That's
ground.
a live ball.
And some hesitation before finally the Hawks fall on it. And it was Zacchaeus, the senior, who fell on it at around the 21-yard line.
Really nice kick there by Adam Napotnik, because he made it look like he was kicking it to the right side, then was able to kick it back to the left side and gave Pine Richland the chance there.
From the 22-yard line, Gabe Infante's offense now sitting on a 2-score lead, back to work. Jack Clements is quarterback, accurate in the first half, quiet in the second half. So far on the night, 7 out of 12, but he has thrown for 3 scores. They'll keep it on the ground here with DeAndre Swift. Nice tackle by Merhot at the 25-yard line.
And Swift is a little slow to get up. Merhut came in, nice tackle. Swift needs some medical attention.
Maybe as a result of that, that's why DeAndre Swift is on the ground as Merhut cuts the legs out from under him.
Literally.
Those are some valuable legs. 5'9", 200-pound sophomore DeAndre Swift.
Only a sophomore already has a bunch of full scholarship offers, including Penn State. Watch this tackle again by Merhut. Comes in with the shoulder, head to the side, wraps up both legs. It's a really nice job by Merhut. Tell you what, Merhut's a heck of a player. You know, you talk to these coaches, you know, that give us a buzz over at Go Big Recruiting, and it's so much about height, speed, weight ratio. You look at Mike Merhut, 5'9", 170 pounds. He doesn't fit the bill that they're looking for, but he is one terrific football player. I mean, to be that good of a player at 5'9", $170, it's really impressive. Both sides of the ball, too.
Preferred walk-on at West Virginia is the expected route for Mike Merhut at the next level.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he has success there as a slot receiver. I wouldn't at all. You look at the coaching staff there, of course, they've got their ties back to Texas Tech, where there was Wes Welker, Danny Amendola.
So Swift limping off the field on right now 2nd down and 7 from their own 25-yard line for St. Joe's Prep. Zacchaeus now is in the backfield alongside Clements. It takes one member of the arsenal out of St. Joe's Prep's offensive attack, who have 3 receivers to the left side for Clements. But it's Zacchaeus trying to get outside. Fights for a couple to about the 28, maybe to the 29-yard line. Charlie Holsopple, the only replacement up front for St. Joe's Prep. They returned 4 of their starting 5. Holsopple, the only change, was the lead blocker in front of Zacchaeus.
This is a big, big play in this game. It's still only the 3rd quarter, but it would be gigantic if Pine Richland could get a stop. They got the empty set. Clements can run it himself at times, too.
3rd down and about 3. A long 3, a short 4, depending on which side of the football you're lining up. Clements with the quick hitter on the slant at Zacchaeus. He turns it back outside and will take it all the way out close to midfield. Olamide Zacchaeus with a reception and a 1st down pickup for the Hawks.
To me, that's a mental error there, because Anthony Battaglia, 11, is playing 10 yards off. I mean, I know Zacchaeus is fast, but if you're going to play 10 yards off of him like that, you're going to concede the 1st down.
Out near midfield, St. Joe's Prep quickly back to work. Here's Bell. Bell will take it into Pine Richland territory, and James Bell down at the 48-yard line of the Rams. Final 40 seconds of quarter number 3. Hawks will at least have to take one more snap here at the end of this quarter. Difference of about 7 or 8 seconds between the play clock and the game clock here at Hershey Park Stadium.
Pine Richland's going to have to come up with a big play or get a stop.
It's Bell, bounces off a tackle, still fighting for more yardage. He's going to come up just short of the first down. He's going to bring up a short yardage situation for St. Joe's Prep, and that's what's going to happen as we go to quarter number 4. The football championship weekend is down to the final 12 minutes. We'll have it for you when we come back on PCN. St. Joe's Prep 35, Pine Richland 21.
Brought to you by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Like us on Facebook or visit us at PAGuard.com. The Pennsylvania Army National Guard. Always ready, always there. Welcome to the 100th anniversary of the PIAA Championships. Susquehanna Bank congratulates all of the athletes, coaches, and their families for the hard work, sacrifice, and perseverance that led to today. Susquehanna Bank is proud to partner with the PIAA during this 100th anniversary celebration as we share a sincere commitment to the communities we serve across the Commonwealth.
Have you recently updated your Apple device? The PCN Select app has been updated to run on iOS 8. Please visit the App Store to download your free update. Watch PCN anytime, anywhere with PCN Select, now available for iOS 8.
You're watching statewide coverage of the 2014 PIAA Football Championships. This production is brought to your community by our cable partners across the state, serving more than 10 million Pennsylvanians and 3.3 million homes. Whether on cable or online with PCN Select, PCN is your only source for all things Pennsylvania, including sports. 3rd down and 1 for St. Joe's Prep as we get set to start quarter number 4 alongside Ross Tucker. My name is Bob McCool, and a quick hitter right up the gut for Alamati Zacchaeus, and a 1st down for St. Joe's Prep.
That is 2 3rd down conversions in a row on this drive for St. Joe's Prep when they need it the most. And it looks like they're going to go with the direct snap again. Swift is back in the game. Jack Clements is split out wide. And it's going to be Zacchaeus taking the direct snap.
With Swift beside him, and Zacchaeus will keep it. He's got a block. He's got the 35. Fights for more. 1st down, still on his feet, all the way down to about the 25-yard line. 15 more on the run, make it 14 for Alamati Zacchaeus.
They just keep coming at you in waves. It's just the depth is just almost unprecedented. Reminds me of the Archbishop Wood team from, what was it, 3 years ago that smacked Bishop McDevitt in this game.
52-10 in the AAA final. They had 6 Division I players on the field on any given time. Here comes Swift taking the direct snap in the Wildcats. Swift to the 20, 15, dives to the 11.
And right now, St. Joe's Prep really has Pine Richland on their heels. Pine Richland is catching really rather than attacking. Some nice blocks up front. And this stable of backs for St. Joe's Prep knows exactly what to do with it.
2 teams combined with 365 total yards in that 3rd quarter. St. Joe's Prep trying to add to the total here. Inside the 10, down to the 5-yard line. And these Hawk running backs, again, it's a big front 5, and they fight for every yard. As Swift had that carry to the 5-yard line. 2nd down, and we'll call it 4. They could conceivably pick up a 1st down just inside the 1. It's still Wildcat football with Swift not getting much here. Big tackle there by Zach Lemeron, the junior, with a shoulder right into the ribcage of DeAndre Swift. At the 3-yard line, 3rd down and about 2. 2 tight ends set for the Hawks. Jake Strain on one side, Billy Boyle on the other. Strain a senior, Boyle a junior. And now a timeout going to be called by St. Joe's Prep. The Hawks on a 3rd and 2 at the 3. We've mentioned the name John Daniel Runyon. Of course, his father, the former Eagle, John Runyon, spent some time before our game tonight with Mike Zambelli.
All right, thanks, Bob. With Congressman John Runyon, welcome back to Hershey. Get to see your son play in his second consecutive state championship. What's this year been like for the Runyon family?
It's been a heck of a run. I mean, especially early on, traveling the country, playing some very competitive games, and frankly, getting our butt handed to us a few times. But guys learned a lot from it, and hope to capitalize on it here tonight.
As a father watching your son play, what goes through your mind when you're playing the Don Bosco Preps and St. Ignatius and those kind of programs on the road? What do you hope to get out of those kind of football games?
I say it goes back to this. I mean, spending the time I did in the NFL, the yearly test was the 2 times you played against Michael Strahan. And it's about playing against top-level competition to see, what you're made of and what you have. And that's what these kids had an opportunity to do this year.
John Daniel's going to follow in Dad's footsteps, going to go to Michigan. How much did Dad have a say in that decision?
My only line to him was anywhere it's free and not Ohio State. So, let him make the decision. I always say, though, it was a good product placement, a lot of maize and blue throughout the house throughout his life.
Spoken like a true Michigan man. Wherever you go, as long as it's free and it's not Ohio State.
Anywhere that's free and it's not Ohio State. That is funny.
John Runyon, a large man. A lot less large than he once was, but still a big man.
Yeah,
he's lost a lot of weight.
He weighs about 280, yeah. It's amazing how thin you can look as a 280-pound person.
But he is every bit of 6'8", 6'9". And behind Richland right now, DeAndre Gastian, we believe, is the injured player. He has been fighting through some injury situations throughout this half. We'll see if we can see what happens.
He came in, and look at the helmet he puts right there on Swift, and Swift stays up. Look at this collision right here. Gastian attacks it, comes flying in, and Swift keeps his balance.
And of course, Swift came out earlier with a similar situation after someone hit him on the legs with a tackle earlier.
I don't know how you go down when you get hit like that.
It hurt just watching.
I was going to say, I can almost fall over just seeing that from here.
The question is now for DeAndre Swift, did he get enough for the first down? They're going to call on the chains to measure. They stretch him out. First down, goal to go, St. Joe's Prep. Hawks looking to maybe deliver the knockout blow here. Up by 2 scores with 9:39 left to go. Still a lot of time left. St. Joe's Prep has come out like gangbusters in the second half. It was 14-14 at the break. St. Joe's Prep scored quickly, onside kick, 1 play later, and it was a 2-score game. As you see the numbers these 2 teams have put up so far, over 800 yards total combined. And add 1 more to the total and 6 more to the total on the scoreboard for the Hawks as DeAndre Swift goes up and over for the score.
Just when Pine Richland got it to within 2 scores, St. Joe's Prep comes right back, including a couple of 3rd down conversions, and they are right back in the end zone. Well blocked up front. Swift goes over the top. Good lead block there again by number 53, Mark Ehrlich. And here comes the extra point.
Nick Bill for the kick. And he's good. 9:25 left to go. It's now 42-21 St. Joe's Prep.
I tell you what, Bob, with the talent that St. Joe's Prep is stockpiling right now, I wouldn't be surprised if we see them back again next year. I mean, you look and they've got a lot of these guys back, including DeAndre Swift and Benny Walls. I mean, with the talent that they have on that roster over there and the talent that keeps coming to that school, this could be an annual thing here in Hershey.
12 plays, 78 yards. That's what you have to do if you want to put away a football game, as they eat up some time on the clock. A lot of work on the ground and a lot of it out of a wildcat formation.
Really like the patience of Zacchaeus there. And then Swift comes back, well blocked. He knows what to do. And then gets all the way down to the 2-yard line after he took that shot from Gastian and up over the top ultimately for the touchdown. Pine Richland has seen some talented teams like Pittsburgh Central Catholic out west in Pittsburgh, but they haven't seen a team that can bring them in waves like St. Joe's Prep can.
DeAndre Gastian back out there on the return. And he will return it starting from his own 11-yard line. Now they'll flip it over to the opposite side of the field, and Merhut gets a block. He's across the 30, 35, and out to the 40-yard line.
Nice design there. Really like that. Eric Kasparovich and Pine Richland have shown some really creative things throughout the game so far.
He was an offensive coordinator at Pine Richland before taking over the program. 2 years as the offensive coordinator, now 2 years as the head coach. And of course, he was a quarterback at North Hills High School, went on to play at Pitt, and ended up playing at the linebacker spot.
And he was actually a college roommate of my buddy, Matt Lytle, who was on the sideline before the game. Matt Lytle from Wyomissing was a starting quarterback for the Pitt Panthers a couple of years. And you're right, Kasparovich moved to linebacker in part because Lytle was going to be the quarterback there at Pitt.
Matt spent some time in the National Football League, played for the Carolina Panthers, played for the San Francisco 49ers. Starting from the 40-yard line, Ben DiNucci and the Pine Richland Rams. Merhut goes in motion. DiNucci, however, wants to go deep. Got a receiver downfield. It's a jump ball. Battaglia wins it. Battaglia to the 10 to the 5-yard line.
Wow! I can't believe that. What a play. I mean, St. Joe's Prep had a deep safety there. They had double coverage. And Battaglia, watch him on the deep post. He's just going to go up and get it. He just takes the ball away.
From the 6-yard line after a 54-yard hookup, they go back to Slomka. Will fight his way to the 4-yard line, 2nd and goal. Second down, goal to go. They spot Slomka at the 5-yard line. DiNucci has 3 receivers on the left side, Battaglia, Merhut, and Everett. Now Gastian goes in motion. They fake the jet sweep, and they keep it in the hands of Slomka. Jake Strain slows him down. Thomas Johnson helps to finish him off at the 4. It's 3rd and goal.
This is taking up a lot of time right now for Pine Richland, time that they don't have.
They hit the big home run, and now they're trying to plod their way into the end zone. Now DiNucci in some serious trouble. Avoids a tackler. DiNucci stops, plants, throws to the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Pine Richland.
Boy, he is slick, isn't he?
Anthony Battaglia, who got him to the 6, gets him the rest of the way. The end result on the touchdown. 7th touchdown reception of the season for Battaglia.
He is fun to watch. Watch him, just eludes John Daniel Runyon. Slows down, puts perfect touch on the ball. Battaglia scores. DiNucci is going to be a good one for the Penn Quakers.
Only took them 1 minute and 20 seconds to get into the end zone. And the extra point is good as well. 8:05 left to play in the Quad A final. And it remains a 2-score game. St. Joe's Prep 42, Pine Richland 28.
You are the undisputed king coin collector, but you also know how to sniff out a great bargain. Half super saver, half smart spender. Susquehanna Bank Stellar Checking with Smart Rewards pays you for being both. Earn cash on check card purchases and when you transfer money from Stellar Checking to your savings account. Stellar Checking, rewarding the spender and saver in you. Only from Susquehanna Bank, member FDIC.
PCN Sports has always been your ticket for exclusive access to high school and collegiate games across the state. That ticket just got better. Watch whenever and wherever you go. You never have to miss the big game with the PCN Select app. PCN Sports and the PCN Select app. For on-the-go sports fans, it is the best seat you can get.
We said Pine Richland with their offensive explosiveness is never out of a football game, and it didn't take them long to get back 6, 7 more.
How about Anthony Battaglia just going up and taking it away from Dylan Deulius from St. Joe's Prep, then DiNucci scrambling around. I just like him so calm under pressure. And it looks like Pine Richland, if they've got a good onside kick, now would be a time to consider it because they have not had a lot of success stopping St. Joe's Prep.
They again go with the short kick that Swift will return from his own 15 and gets to about the 24-yard line. DiNucci now 24 for 30 for 281 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Another day at the office for Ben DiNucci.
And they're losing by 2 touchdowns. I mean, think about that.
So
Tell you what, I am very, very impressed with Pine Richland. They might not win this game, but to have the type of talent that they do and to play the way they do as a public school is really, really impressive.
11th time in now 16 games that Ben DiNucci has been over 200 yards throwing the football. His season high, for what it's worth, is 377. He did that twice. Again, over 4,000 yards, which is a new single-season record in Pennsylvania football.
Ball's
on the ground. Clements fumbled the snap and then fell on top of it.
That could have been the break that Pine Richland needed.
What do you think Gabe Infante's heart just did?
It probably skipped a beat. Let's see it. A little bit of a low snap, and he didn't pick it up right away.
Luke Everett is closing fast.
Well, this is Pine Richland's opportunity now, Bob. When you lose 5 yards on first down, Pine Richland has got to stop them on these next 2 plays.
Zacchaeus and Swift are split out as receivers on the left side, and they'll hand it back on the delayed handoff to Bell. He won't get much of anything. Got 2 back after they lost 6 on that botched snap.
3rd and 13, maybe 14. I think if you're St. Joe's Prep, this is probably going to be a running back or a wide receiver screen. I don't know if they want to take the chance of a turnover. Try to get to Zacchaeus or Swift in space.
Great crowd on hand on tonight's game, and a lot of them in green for Pine Richland on their feet right now, looking for their defense to come up big here on 3rd and 14 for the Hawks. Clements, all kinds of time. Can he find an open receiver? He cannot. So Pine Richland gets the defensive play they needed. This will bring up 4th down.
I don't know what the discussion's about. I didn't see a flag.
I don't see a flag on the field. Flag all the way down along the sideline near midfield. You think if it's against St. Joe's Prep, Pine Richland would decline the penalty, but the Hawks are backing up. Daniel White will explain it to us right now.
Prep sideline, down counts, half the distance, 4th down.
Sideline warning. I guess it must have been the second one. So sideline penalty against St. Joe's Prep, and the officials are having another conference here. I'm not sure they're sure what's going on.
They're saying it's 4th down, and that means that St. Joe's Prep has to punt the football a lot further back than they wanted to, and they're going to punt into the heavy wind here at Hershey Park Stadium.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
This is a huge change of events right now in favor of Pine Richland. They stand to get great field position. Actually, it's 3rd down. They changed. That was the discussion. They initially said it was 4th down after the penalty.
Well, if it's 3rd down, then they're going to decline the penalty so that it's 4th down.
And that's what Eric Kasparovich is trying to argue right now with the officials.
I mean, he would decline the penalty then. That's a post-play penalty.
On the play, live ball, foul, 3rd down.
So it's 3rd down and a bunch to get the 1st down. They've got to get to the 35-yard line, 3rd down and 25.
Well, I still don't understand why they wouldn't decline it at that point. Raise your hand if you're confused, and my hand is raised right now because they would have declined it.
Clements in the backfield by himself. 3 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Slip screen to Swift. across the 20, 22, 23-yard line. And now it's 4th down. Still 6:25 and counting left to go in this football game. And still, same scenario for Pine Richland. They stand to get good field position. St. Joe's Prep will punt into the wind. And the Rams will get it back inside of 6 minutes to go. Merhut will drop deep, awaiting the kick from Robert Caprice.
Into the wind, and the wind took it.
That's what the Rams were hoping for. Ram coaching staff to our left here in the booth were yelling for Mike Merhut to stay away from it because they saw the wind just stand that one up. So with 5:45 left to go in the Quad A final, Pine Richland down by 2 scores. Will have the football to start in St. Joe's Prep territory at the 43-yard line. And a great weekend of football. Order your copy of today's and yesterday's game on the PCN store. Order a DVD, Blu-ray, or new digital download of today's action or yesterday's action online at PCNstore.com.
And they've got the link as well on their Twitter at PCNTV. You can be following at PIAA Sports as well, or I'm at Ross Tucker NFL, and we're all into it.
Danucci, quick hitter to Merhut. Merhut trying to break the tackle of Zacchaeus and cannot. As he'll take him with him inside the 40, but to only the 38. Pick up a 5. Catch number 12 on the night for Mike Merhut as he zones in on the state record on receptions in the season. As Slomka will take it to the 36-yard line.
A little surprised by those 2 play calls. I would think that Pine Richland would be a little bit more aggressive throwing the ball down the field at this point. I like anything where you get Danucci on the move and utilize his athleticism.
Slomka slides out of the backfield. Danucci all kinds of time. He's going to run with it. To the 30. Has the first down and more. Makes a man miss and gets out of bounds. Great move to get away from Thomas Johnson and get out of bounds and stop the clock with 4:49 left to play.
They only came with a 3-man rush, and it was all up the middle. So this is wide open for Danucci. He's going to fumble at some point. I mean, but he is just very, very confident when he's out there.
To the 27-yard line of St. Joe's Prep. Looking to make this a 1-score game. Danucci rolls out, gets a block, turns the corner, and again gets out of bounds. Again, it's Johnson who pushes him out of bounds at around the 22. Going to bring up 2nd down actually from the 23 and about 5 to pick up the first. They score quickly here, and it's anybody's ball game without a doubt. Still 4:41 left to play as the clock stops with Danucci getting out of bounds on back-to-back plays. Pump short, go deep, looking for Gaston. One, did he get in? Touchdown, DeAndre Gaston.
Wow. What a catch, and what a game this is. It's a pump and go by Danucci. They had a deep safety. He threw it into the window between the corner and the safety. Gaston gets hit as he's coming down by Benny Walls, and Zacchaeus rips the ball out, but Gaston gets it for a touchdown.
5 plays, 43 yards, and this one only took him 1 minute and 11 seconds, and it's a 7-point game. Down by 3 scores, now with 4:34 left to go. Pine Richland is right back in it. It's St. Joe's Prep 42, Pine Richland 35. Close games in the fourth quarter is all we ask for.
That's all we want is close games in the fourth quarter. And we got another one, really thanks to Pine Richland here in the fourth quarter. It was looking like St. Joe's Prep was about to put this one away. This scoring drive, it really was Danucci doing a lot of it with his legs after Pine Richland had gotten a stop. That was the first one. Here's the second one. He really covers a lot of ground with those long strides. Makes them so tough to defend. And then the perfect pass to DeAndre Gaston against that coverage.
Danucci now 26 for 32, and he's now over 300 yards on the night, 3 touchdowns, and he's also run for 61, which is vitally important.
He's a stud. I mean, I know he had double-digit scholarship offers going to Penn. What a job by John DuPont and Jake Silverman on the Penn coaching staff to get him.
Still not looking for the onside kick. They'll kick it in the end zone instead. And so St. Joe's Prep will start from the 20. There's a lot of time left in this football game. 4:34 left to go.
Well, let's see if Pine Richland can get another stop. They got one on the last drive.
And again, it started with some trouble on the snap to the quarterback that lost them 6 yards. And St. Joe's Prep was never able to get it going. And ultimately a big penalty and a long situation. And the Hawks had to punt the football into the wind, which is why stopping them here is so important, because you're forcing them to punt into the wind and looking to get good field position. Clemens to Zacchaeus. Can't get out of his own backfield.
He fumbled. They're saying he's down.
Officials said it right from the get-go. And Zacchaeus was on the ground when the football came loose.
Take a look at it. Ooh, I don't know about that. From that first angle, ball's out. He's not down yet. Oh, that's a shame. That was a poor call. That was a fumble.
They lost a yard on the play. It's 2nd and 11. Benny Walls is now in there as the tailback. He gets the call on 2nd and 11. Fights to about the 23 or 24 yard line. Still plenty of time and nowhere near time for Eric Kasparovich to call a timeout. They still have 2 left to burn. 3:35 left to play. It's 3rd and about 6. St. Joe's Prep will take their time, shifting of personnel. The tight ends out, get the receivers in. Two receivers to the right. Play action fake. Clemens is rolling to his right. Diving attempt, and it's in and out of the hands of Montague trying to make that diving catch. 4th down and coming up, and it stops the clock with 3:08 to play.
Big stop by Pine Richland. They're going to get the ball back. This is a terrific, absolutely terrific high school football game. I cannot believe they pay us for this. This is a scam.
Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't get the memo?
I don't care at this point. This is a scam we're running here.
Shh, be quiet. 4th down, they'll punt into the wind. Merhot maybe for a return, depending on what the wind does to Robert Caprice's punt. And a good one by Caprice. Backs up Merhot to his 45. He's hit immediately.
Wow.
Great coverage downfield by Colin Nedbull, the senior on special teams.
Terrific job right there by St. Joe's Prep. The punt and the coverage, outstanding. But here comes Pine Richland. And I gotta tell you, if St. Joe's Prep does not elect to bring pressure, I just don't see them stopping him, Bob, because Danucci, if he doesn't find anybody, he's going to be able to run for 1st downs.
You want to know the total yards gained in this game? St. Joe's Prep 496, Pine Richland 494.
Unbelievable.
We're zeroing in on 1,000 total yards, and right now it's 42-35 as Pine Richland starts from his own 46, and there's one swatted down by Jake Strain.
I know they like those wide receiver screens. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, with St. Joe's Prep not really blitzing and not getting there with the rush, I'm just going to the drop back passing game with Danucci, seeing if he can find somebody. If not, he can scramble.
2nd and 10 from the 46. Danucci pump fakes, and he's going to take off and run again. And he's in St. Joe's Prep territory, and again gets out of bounds as he's done time and time again. At the 37, 38 yard line, depending on where he stepped out of bounds.
Well,
16 yards.
And this is how you become the Gatorade Player of the Year in the state of Pennsylvania. I mean, they're just not able to tackle him in the open field, which is why I think that they should continue to go the drop back. Only 3 rushers here. So if they don't get here, he could run again.
Here they swing it out to Everett. Everett spins away from one tackle, but the pursuit will get him at the 31. Still a pickup of about 6 for Pine Richland. Clock running at 2:30 to play. The Rams looking for a touchdown that could potentially tie up this football game. Down by 7, 42-35. Benucci looks left, goes back to his right. It's Gaston with blockers.
Wow.
And DeAndre Gaston is in the end zone, and we're an extra point away from being tied up.
This is, oh man. Watch this catch. This is just so great. Fingertips, barely catches it, gets some good blocks downfield, and DeAndre Gaston does the rest. And it looks like Pine Richland's going for 2.
Wow, what? Eric Kasparovich has thrown caution to win a couple of times, and it's going to cost St. Joe's Prep a timeout. That might be why he did that.
Well, that's one thing. The other thing, though, is the way they're playing right now, Bob, and the way Danucci's playing. I mean, what are the odds that St. Joe's Prep is going to be able to stop Danucci if he's running around back there and scrambling? It just doesn't feel like St. Joe's Prep can get to him. I'll tell you this much, if they do go for 2 here, if I'm St. Joe's Prep, I'm rushing 5 or 6. I am not sitting back anymore, because when you just rush 3 or 4, he's been able to find those seams and run.
We showed you the highlights of one of the all-time classics in Pennsylvania football in history at halftime, with Pine Richland being involved in the Snow Bowl back in 2003. That one went to overtime, and a blocked extra point won it for Manheim Central. Pine Richland and Pittsburgh Pirate Neil Walker end up with the silver. And a huge comeback here as Pine Richland has scored 3 touchdowns in a row, and they've done it in a matter of less than 7 minutes of football. And they're lining up for 2 to go for the lead with 2:15 to go. Benucci under center for the first time today. Play action fake, he's in trouble, gets out of that trouble, throws it towards the end zone, and it's picked off in the end zone by Montague. And St. Joe's Prep maintains a 42-41 lead.
That play call was surprising to me because they'd had so much success out of the shotgun. They didn't really fool them with the fake. I don't think that there was any thought from St. Joe's Prep that they were going to run the football. I think St. Joe's Prep knew it was going to be a pass. Danucci did well, really, just to get away from Sean Harris, the junior linebacker, off the edge. And that's what I said St. Joe's Prep should do, is blitz. And it worked. Although you wonder what would have happened if Pine Richland was out of the shotgun, because the play action fake did nothing.
So the extra point is essentially denied as they go for 2 and the lead. And so it's now a 42-41 game with still 2:15 to go. St. Joe's Prep, by calling that timeout before the 2-point conversion attempt, has 1 timeout left. Pine Richland has 2.
Boy, it's such a cliche at every level, but this is one of those games where it really does stink that one of these teams has to lose this game. But there can only be one.
Pine Richland now, maybe will they go for the onside kick? They're lining up as if they will. It's bouncing on the ground. It's on the ground. And who comes away with it? It hit off the chest of a St. Joe's Hawk player. It was on the ground.
There's a lot of pushing and shoving. There's a late penalty there.
This is going to be personal foul penalty. The question is whether it's against each player, pushing and shoving unnecessarily away from the football. But St. Joe's Prep who comes away with the football, and it's Alameda Zacchaeus on the bottom with the football.
What a terrific onside kick. That was perfect. Nice job there by St. Joe's Prep to recover what was a really good onside kick.
So the Hawks now have it at the Pine Richland 49-yard line. First time in a long time that the Hawks have been on the Rams side of the 50-yard line.
It bounced off James Bell, and then it was in there. And Zacchaeus
dead ball, personal foul. Receiving team, dead ball, personal foul. Kicking team, white ball.
I'm not sure what the kicking team there did there. All I saw was some pushing and shoving by St. Joe's Prep, mainly.
Offsetting penalties is the call. St. Joe's Prep starts from the Pine Richland 49-yard line. 2:12 to go. Hawks have gone 3 plays and a punt in their last 2 possessions. And a big hit by Zach Lemeron right after the handoff. And the Hawks don't get out of their own backfield. Stop right at midfield. They lose a yard.
Well, he just comes off the right side. It's a missed blocking assignment there by St. Joe's Prep. Somebody has to block him, whether it was the pulling guard or the tight end of that side.
Pine Richland calls its second timeout with 2:05 to go. It was Zacchaeus on the carry. He lost a yard. It'll be 2nd down and 11 coming up for St. Joe's Prep at midfield. Talked about some of the distinguished alumni from St. Joe's Prep, and of course Pine Richland has Pittsburgh's favorite son right now, Pittsburgh Pirate Neil Walker. He had a teammate who's also, former teammate at Pine Richland High School, is also in Major League Baseball, playing for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Blake Lally was a 2001 graduate, and they've also got a Stanley Cup member. Brandon Saad was a member of last year's Chicago Blackhawks, and he too is a Pine Richland graduate. So right now, the Rams needing to come up with the football from St. Joe's, taking the snap from 2nd and 11. Swift on the carry will pick up maybe 2. Pine Richland, will they call their 3rd and final timeout? They do.
And that was a critical down right there because it sets up more than likely an obvious passing down for St. Joe's Prep. They're going to have to throw the football here, more than likely. And I think that's what Pine Richland wanted, which is to make them one-dimensional. What a comeback. I mean, it was 42-21, what, 8 minutes ago?
It was 9 minutes and change left when St. Joe's Prep went up by the 3 scores. And Pine Richland with 3 straight scores in less than 7 minutes.
What a job by that guy right there, Eric Kasparovich, and his Pine Richland Rams. I mean, to take those kids in that community and to get them to the precipice, really, really impressive. They were AAA until 2008.
Right now it's 3rd, and we'll call it 9 from the 48 for the Hawks, the 48-yard line of Pine Richland. And a big hole, and St. Joe's Prep, DeAndre Swift will take it into the end zone for the touchdown. Slipped through a couple of tackles just beyond the line of scrimmage and takes it in for the score from 48 yards out.
I was thinking it was obvious passing down. Instead, they go with the direct snap. It's a counter tray, very well blocked, and nobody for Pine Richland able to make the tackle. A couple guys had chances.
.240 yards on the ground now for DeAndre Swift as he puts it in the end zone yet again. His 4th touchdown of the night. 1 of them through the air, 3 of them on the ground. Gabe Infante's team on the ropes from giving up the lead now has a little bit of a cushion.
So do you go for 2 here to try to put the game away, or do you go for 1 to make sure that Pine Richland will need to get a touchdown and a 2-point conversion just to tie it? Interesting decision for Gabe Infante.
He calls a timeout. Think about it. So both teams are now out of timeouts. He calls his team over to decide what they want to do. It's my call. I'm going for 1 and making them get 2 to tie it. Make sure they can't get 2 and beat them.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I think I would do the same there, because in that situation, then I want to make sure they need to make 2 plays to be able to even time it.
So they will go for one, as Nick Bill will attempt the extra point. And he's perfect, as he's been all night long, and it's now 49-41. St. Joe's Prep on top of Pine Richland with 1:49 still to play.
Tell you what, the irony there is that if you're going to give up the first down there and you're Pine Richland, you might as well give up the touchdown, right? I mean, it's almost, they weren't trying to let them score there, but on that play, you either wanted to stop or let them score. Because if they get the first down, they can run the clock out.
Right. Absolutely, because you're out of timeouts now if you're Pine Richland. They used their third and final timeout. So, no, you don't want to give up a touchdown, but the last thing you want is the St. Joe's Prep to run time off the clock. And so now you turn things over to the Pennsylvania Gatorade Player of the Year, and you need a touchdown and a 2-point score. But DeAndre Swift is in line for a future Pennsylvania Gatorade Player of the Year. He's only a 10th grader.
Well, that was just a crazy one. I mean, when you have 6 guys for the other team touch you, this one was a terrific design and play call, and then he just went down the edge. And watch him dive here. And we didn't get a chance to see it. This time you do see him dive. And then the last one here, right down Main Street.
From the Wildcat, and he takes it home. And on the return, this time it's Ernest Williams as they keep it away from Gaston. He's had a couple of near misses on the kickoff returns. And so Pine Richland, 1:45 to go, no timeouts left. Ben DiNucci already over the 300-yard barrier throwing the football. Needs to go to work, first down and 10 from the 26-yard line. As you see, the numbers that have continued to roll up in this game, 90 points total. That's the second highest scoring Quad A championship ever. 2012 was the highest scoring championship. That was the epic battle between North Allegheny and Coatesville. Here's Gaston with a 30, with a 32-yard line. North Allegheny beat Coatesville 63-28 in that game. Mac Leftwich and the North Allegheny offense, high-powered machine on that season and that night, going 16-0. Pine Richland trying to do the same thing if they come from behind, reaching all kinds of time, little hop step, and then eventually gets out of bounds. Sean Harris pushes him to the sideline.
They're doing a nice job now of spying DiNucci. That's well done there, to have a kid like Harris mirror him wherever he goes.
He's hurt them with his legs, and he's also got out of bounds in the process, which has been so important for Pine Richland. Needs to come up with something here on third down. Flushed out again. Stops, plants, throws, looking for Slomka. It's incomplete, and it's fourth down.
Oof. I thought he had Slomka there over the top for a first down. They've got 2 linebackers really spying him now. They just have their eyes all over DiNucci right there, but Slomka was out of bounds already.
It's the 2 inside linebackers, Nick Vanderveer and Harris. Here's fourth down. This might be the ball game. And the pass is caught by Murhott. First down, Pine Richland are still alive. Across the 40 to the 43-yard line, inside of a minute to play.
They are right back on the football. This is how they operate. Clock stops until the ball is set.
Again, both teams are out of timeouts from the 43-yard line. DiNucci looking for somebody to get open. He can't get rid of it. Stays alive, finds a receiver open, but he overthrows him. Luke Everett was open at midfield.
And DiNucci took a shot there at the end. St. Joe's only rushing 3, Bob, but there's nowhere. Watch the shot at the end. St. Joe's is only rushing 3, but they've got 2 linebackers spying DiNucci so he can't run, and then there's 6, including 3 deep safeties.
DiNucci again scrambles out of the pocket, looks for a receiver, and it's short hops his intended target. Incomplete pass again will stop the clock with 33.6 seconds to go. And it brings up third down for Pine Richland.
This is well done by St. Joe's Prep defensively. Rush 3, have 2 linebackers eyeing and spying DiNucci wherever he goes. And then they've got 3 deep safeties playing cover 3. that are not going to let anybody get behind them, you would think.
They've got to get to the prep 42-yard line to keep the drive alive and maybe the game alive as well. He's got an open receiver in St. Joe's prep territory, trying to get out of bounds, but cannot do so. It's Everett, but the clock will stop till they move the chains at the Hawk 42-yard line.
That's where the softness is in the zone. They got to get those guys over the middle.
Clock continues to run now inside of 20 seconds with the snap. DiNucci swings it out to Murhot, who can get out of bounds here as Harris knocks him out of bounds at around the 32-yard line. Stops the clock with 14.5 to play.
What a ball game.
It's coming down to the final play, that much we know. Down by 8, they need a score and 2 for the tie. They're at the 32-yard line of St. Joe's Prep. 14.5 left to go. Looks, he's got a receiver. It's Gaston at the 15.
Oh, he dropped it.
And he lost the handle on the football. It's incomplete. He had it for a moment, and then he lost the handle on it at the 15. And it stops the clock with 8.7 seconds left to go.
Boy, they got what they wanted there, and DiNucci fired it in there in the zone, right in his chest. Maybe Harris got a finger on it, but that was a perfect throw.
8.7. Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. DiNucci steps up in the pocket. He's got a blocker, and he can get out of bounds at the 25. 2.9 to play. They need to find the end zone on this play. It's either end zone or bust for Pine Richland.
Well, you think DeAndre Gaston is most likely to be your guy. Battaglia did go up and make a play earlier.
Both Murhot and Gaston are split out to the right. Two receivers to the left, and Battaglia and Everett. Battaglia goes in motion. DiNucci buys time, rolls out, waits for his receivers to get in the end zone. Stops, plants, throws, jump ball in the end zone, and it's intercepted. St. Joe's Prep with its second straight state final as the Hawks come up with a defensive play in the end zone and hold on for a 49-41 victory. A valiant effort by Pine Richland to come back in the fourth quarter, but St. Joe's Prep had the answer, and it was sophomore DeAndre Swift with a 48-yard touchdown that is the difference on the scoreboard.
Just an amazing, amazing football game. It really was. Two terrific teams. St. Joe's Prep obviously loaded with talent everywhere. And for Pine Richland, a tremendous performance by those kids, especially quarterback Ben DiNucci. What a terrific player he is.
Again, DeAndre Swift with what will go down as the game-winning touchdown, but this was the play that DiNucci was hoping to try to make happen.
He was hoping somebody could break free and go the other way where there wasn't the pile, but you see Zacchaeus go up and get the interception.
So we'll take a break. We'll come back and wrap up an epic Quad A final and a terrific weekend of high school football at PCN. Again, St. Joe's Prep is your Quad A champion, 49-41.
America's war veterans' stories tell of courage, honor, triumph, and tragedy. Stories we all need to remember. PCN's Voices of Veterans recounts the experiences of those who have served their country in time of need. Veterans from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and the Cold War tell their stories in their own words. Now you can enjoy this special presentation of Voices of Veterans. This powerful collection on Blu-ray or DVD features over 2 hours of first-hand accounts from those who lived the history. Voices of Veterans. Hear their words, experience the history. Welcome to Pennsylvania's neighborhood. Without any federal or state tax dollars, PCN brings Pennsylvania together. Thanks to the generous support of our statewide cable partners, we continue to be the source for all things Pennsylvania. Become part of our statewide family as a strategic partner. Find out how by contacting PCN today. For more information, visit PCNTV.com. PCN, Pennsylvania's neighborhood.
Our stat guys, Jeff Zimmerman and Travis Spark, they worked hard tonight to keep up with this football game. There were 147 plays in the game. St. Joe's Prep ended up with 545 total yards. Pine Richland with 597. That's 1,142 total yards of offense and a 49-41 score. Second highest Quad A total in points in Pennsylvania high school football history. This one they'll talk about for a long time.
I know I'll be. I mean, it was that good of a game. I can't remember if there's a better high school game that I've been a part of. I've been a part of a couple that were very, very good. But the scoring and it being 42-21 and Pine Richland coming back to essentially tie it, so impressive.
9:25 left to go. The Hawks went up 42-21 on what was then DeAndre Swift's third touchdown from a yard out, diving over the pile in the highlights you saw a moment ago. But then DiNucci and company went to work. First he found Anthony Battaglia, then back-to-back touchdowns to DeAndre Gaston. And then the key spot in the game, Eric Kasparovich perhaps going for it all right then, went for the 2 and the lead, and they were denied on the 2-point conversion. And then they thought maybe they had St. Joe's Prep stacked up, but Swift was able to break free for a 48-yard run and an 8-point difference, and that turned out to be the difference as Pine Richland had one more drive in them, but they come up with the interception in the end zone. Does DeAndre Swift, how appropriate is that he comes up with the game-saving interception in the end zone to deny the opportunity for Pine Richland to potentially tie up the football game.
Just a fantastic game between two teams. Neither one deserved to lose. Congratulations to St. Joe's Prep for getting back-to-back state championships. But it's hard to not be impressed by that fourth quarter of Pine Richland right now, because it looked like St. Joe's Prep was about to run away with this one. And they're up 21 points in fourth quarter, less than 10 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Pine Richland has been to the state finals twice. It's two of the biggest games ever. They lose it in the Snow Bowl in 03, and now they lose it here. St. Joe's Prep is the back-to-back Quad A champion, winning it 2013. It was a lot easier for Gabe Infante last year. They had to come from behind, but they won it 35-10 with 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter. This time they had to fend off 3 touchdowns in the fourth quarter by their opponent, as Pine Richland just would not go away. And again, Ben DiNucci over 300 yards throwing the football. Great job by DeAndre Swift, over 240 yards running with the football. Ran for 3 scores and caught one for a touchdown as well. Great performances on both sides, and both teams will head to the locker rooms and will both get a good night's sleep tonight. Maybe a little less sleep for the Pine Richland crew, who were oh so close, but still a tremendous effort by the Rams. And
I give their faithful a lot of credit. A lot of people came here for Pine Richland, and they are still cheering their guys on.
Mike Zambelli with a winning coach, Gabe Infante, on the field.
Yeah, absolutely, Coach Infante. You hit them with everything you had here tonight, and in the end, they were still there right in front of you. Your thoughts of what transpired here this evening?
That's a great football program. They got a lot to be proud of. We knew we were going to be in for a battle. It's a very proud program with some great athletes and some great coaches, and obviously a great community behind them, so it was a pleasure and an honor to go against them tonight.
I saw you say something to DiNucci. What did you say to him when you met him in the line?
I said, he's a great player. I said, I know you're going to be in the neighborhood. If there's anything we could ever do for you at St. Joe's Prep, please look us up. He's a hell of a kid.
How about their decision to go for 2 and perhaps the win down there after they scored?
I think when you're down that much, you fight to get back into the game, you take a shot like that. So we probably would have done the same thing. I thought that was a great call by their coach.
Take me out of coming out of the locker room. I asked you how you were going to regain momentum. Onside kick and a double reverse pass for a touchdown?
Hey, we had to dig deep into our bag of tricks against a great ball club, and our kids executed. I always have faith in them that they're going to execute what we call, and they did that.
How does this compare to winning it last year?
Oh, it's phenomenal. It never gets old.
Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Go celebrate with your team. Bob?
Thanks very much, Mike. Great work on the sidelines, and Great job and great sportsmanship at the end of this football game. We saw it on the opposite side, and it's great to see two coaches with nothing but respect and admiration for one another and the job they did. Again, this was a terrific football game. Both teams fought to the very end. It's all you could ever ask for. And we had 4 outstanding football games all weekend long. Tip the hat to the crew, all of our production crew from Service Electric in the Lehigh Valley. Donnie Long has been our director all weekend long, our producer from PCN, Paul Podolsky. And again, the stat work tonight and all weekend long by Travis Sparks, Jeff Zimmerman, Mike Zambelli, Jim Wills, Steve Degler as well, my partner Ross Tucker. My name is Bob McCool. Thanks for watching a great weekend of high school football. You saw the finest fight to the very end, and St. Joe's Prep is your Quad A champion. 49-41 is our score as always. Thank you for watching Championship Sports here on PCN. Have a great weekend, everyone.